The first witness, who is the linguist for the Dagomba chief in Ejura.
The witness will testify in the Dagomba language. We have a Dagomba interpreter here. He's a court official.
Mani Abdul Wahab Al-Hassan. Mpona wone ye tosheni yele ngo yamanu kompo kan yele mbiye majire una on somma
Please, can the witness tell the committee his name, his full name?
Abdul Wahab Al-Hassan.
Your Lordship, my name is Abdul Wahab Al-Hassan.
Where does he reside?
Yeplukat.
Mbiela Ejura.
I reside at Ejura.
Does he have any traditional role he's playing at Ejura?
Ejura, Bumbu, Agbangijin Lokajia.
Yamane Ejura Dagbambina Bin Kambi Marine Ejura Dagbambe Wulara.
Lord, I'm the linguist for the Dagomba chief. Linguist for the.
Can he please tell the committee the name of the Dagomba chief himself?
Dagomba Yambodi Alhaji Umar Hussaini. Alhaji Umar Hussaini.
Alhaj Umar Hussain is the name of the Dagomba chief.
Hussein or Husseini?
Hussein.
Thank you. Okay. Can he please tell the committee the general role that the Dagomba chief plays as an opinion leader in Ejura?
Ne anko yelte the bambuna bumboko nang the Ejura.
to ko kan chang mane bilgo surla te bat yaba ndayana kasore te yaba te ba mba mamproselana kasore te yaba te ba yab zabasna kasore te yaba te ba ashanti hini igafarya ajura kasore te bat yaba ajura kambon sina nana ifide in the second kan sura kayin to sai to ngwa yamane wanyala nimbusu kunye ajura tagbambe na.
Lord, the witness acknowledged the honorable members of the Ejura, and then including the Asante Hene and the Asante chief at Ejura. Then he is continuing to the effect that indeed the Dagomba chief is the traditional ruler of the Dagbani kingdom at Ejura.
To yaba mba tagbamna wajishe diboma to ko perge wanamda mperma kazan wazilitma ninkana tijini ntose yo tozanti komatima.
Indeed, the Dagomba chief ought to have been here, but he authorized me to come and stand in his stead and deliver this message to the commission.
To dranaya ka tuzo ka tumne kaman sarata da kana muninye tubono kaka to kapta to kumse tabama kul kaman wakane atandalma.
My Lord, we had a message that Kaka was dead and the Dagomba chief was informed accordingly.
Dinnan kabzona kabkate kumse tabadamna wakule kabene biane yidinga talata kubupia benno bompojang bozo nzonke tesasa wakabre.
Lord, this message was delivered to the Dagomba chief on Monday, and they further told the Dagomba chief that the next day, which will be the Tuesday, they will bury him.
To biane nege asbashi katadan dang ni mane chende ntishia ungule tabadagomna.
So, Lord,
Please, sorry, if you could let him hold on gradually. Yes, on the Monday, let's go back a bit.
That
He was informed on Monday.
The information was delivered to the chief on Monday.
You know that you are not supposed to sit to be doing your work. Stand up.
Yes, Your Lordship, I'm grateful. The Lordship is saying that the information was delivered to the Dagomba chief on Monday that Kaka is dead. For that matter, he will be buried on Tuesday. So on Tuesday, the chief and his elders proceeded to the house of Kaka, or where the funeral is being taken place.
Okay, so on that note, can it be presumed that Kaka was a Dagomba?
This only Antoyel to the Kakama, the Barinyo.
Kakama would tablet dagbamba, but I'm out tablet dagbamba.
Lord, he is not a Dagomba, but he is part of the Dagomba community. And he also lives in the Dagomba community.
So the Monday, if he can recollect, is he referring to the 26th June 2021?
This only Atandalma Ayama, Boysheldon Yama, Libya Pishi, now you're that guy.
Or if he can give the date, if it's sure.
Well, dates, my
Come on, lad, it no way be Pishi Monday. yun pishi da chang yun pishin
Yes, my lord. The 26th of June.
Okay, let him go on.
To tenembele ni mane ka ngunda gwamna ya musung kanuma ko bala ngunna ma muto nkana ni mane ku yilmane ngune mutala muhammad nguma da gwamna ya musung kanuma ngunin da bala da gwamna muto nkana ku yilmane.
So Lord, it was Murtala Muhammad, who is also a grandson of the Dagomba chief, who ride the Dagomba chief to the funeral place. Touch.
This kat po jang bai mun kumazo mun yakaka ka buzon chang balane kalamna katinanga dua.
Also, when we got there, we offered prayers on the body of Kaka and took him to the cemetery.
So, may I ask, did the Dagomba chief himself go to the cemetery on that day?
The gwamna maman da bu chang wara jira ku yilmane tampu jangwa nage ka bayan zon ta so balane ka zon ta ka muna mun le palon ku yilmane.
Lord, the Dagomba chief himself did not go. After we offered the prayers, he waited for us at the funeral house, and the young men took him to the cemetery.
Did he himself also go to the cemetery?
Kama mami.
Mama man da bu chanda pa da bada gwamna zo katishi ku yilmane.
Lord, I also did not go. I joined the Dagomba chief to wait for the rest who went to the cemetery.
He can go on, please.
To din nan ka bu chanta sakse ta mabima kalabna bin nan aduwa nai ka chen yisu kule mun da gwamna ya ngoma nan balo kuliya.
But also after his burial, he came back and we again prayed for him. And it was this same Murtala Muhammad who rode the Dagomba chief back to the house.
Please continue.
Tabishale te bama te yanguma ne bale te bama kunna yanga wanya katampune damdume wanzo ngena muyoto nyine murka changshale.
So Lord, when they were going to the house, the chief realized that there was chaos in town. So he warned the said Murtala Muhammad not to go anywhere. Sure. So Lord, the said Murtala Muhammad told the Dagomba chief that he's feeling hungry and wants to buy some food outside and come back in no time. Or immediately he turned back. In about 10 minutes, we had an information that he has been shot and he has been taken to the hospital.
Isa katapata kwa mnama ko tumbia ne bolmana kan kana mun yamane inya wonwumsham uzo nchama shitmatinya yamalnya be payamal.
So Lord, the Dagomba chief sent somebody to call me and told me that this is the information he has been told. So I should proceed to the hospital to ascertain the truth in it.
Yamale can you see in charge of the pane umpire causa kinkine umpulu in sonko to tambani.
Lord, I proceeded to the hospital, and when I got there, I saw that he was lying on the floor and had been covered with a cloth.
This is Kamwahi Dr. Piama ka Tiang Ma Boleno.
Lord, I inquired from the medical doctor at that time that what was wrong with my grandson.
When Yelma ni what did Dawanyanga no Sapramama didn't hear.
And he told me that he got injured at the back and on his right ribs.
To Yamale, come pilgrim Male, this is Howland Konya Verne, can live one young ma, Carsinia Laudere to Wanyanga, no Sapra, can I love Stinky Maple.
Lord, at that time, he was indeed dead. So I opened the cloth to ascertain the truth. And indeed, he was injured at the right rib, and then at the back.
This is a man here, Doctor Ncha Mabima Wakane, come from Wulakatian, Nzo Kulbe Wulakayan.
I then inquired from the doctor that indeed my grandson is dead. So can we take him home, or what should we do?
Doctor Onyaman in a pan solo. The
doctor told me to exercise restraint. He wants to conduct some examination on him, and after he is done, he will allow us to take him away.
Torisa kan injipanga ka Dr. Tiama nina kiman shama wodan lime intiti banka tazantu kumakule ama nakiman nang shama wo ta'ala mamma no zamatu nyafre no Dr. Ma to din kana shama tazantu kumkule.
Lord, so the doctor waited a while and saw how the young men were behaving. He told us that from the behavior of the young men, he had wanted to conduct some examination, but from the behavior of the young men, he can't no more continue with that examination. So we should take the body away.
May I ask, since he said he was at the hospital himself, did he get to know what kind of behavior the doctor was talking about, which had to make him release the body?
Ne amama bada be hospital man. So bula pa Dr. Mali na kan na chimbi man nang ko ya na chimbi man nang shamazo zamia yang makule.
Yamane ne chantinya ne kimanda nang shama kanyele vurka kuyara cheka tizatu kumu etikuma kule vurun kunyale nchaka tenshmani be doctor do shema wayen ya no yemago ni nlitu kuma tantiti nchaya barnanu tumani.
Lord, there I went out and I saw the young men. They were making noise and the place was unsettled, so that he is already dead. Let us take our body away. They were just making noise at that place. So the doctor saw that there was tension brewing at that place, for which reason he said we should take the body away.
Now, may I also ask, as the language of the Dagomba chief, he is an opinion leader. Did he get to know why the young men were so agitated at the hospital?
Nta kame nung shama nta hadinda tinanka marfumati me nku nakimma shama dininda yisi sukumza sohe ka benung shama.
Lord, because of the gunshots, that was why they were so agitated and were misbehaving that way.
Torisa katakpo unkuna ntewe tebama tebamna ngwento ne repeta tsumo kom kano sitra nzo chang tisasa kabrin.
Lord, so we brought him to the house and showed his body to the Dagomba chief. He then authorized us to bath him and then gave him his cloth, that is the white cloth, and go and bury him.
To entaya ka teranang musulinsi nitunetinang sham katrazon chang tisase wakabrone kakuna tenang adu wakaworo.
So Lord, we then also offered prayer as Islamic religion demands on him, went and buried him, came back home and prayed for him.
Terozo mbada bamna wanzang zilin sheltama ninkanati yelti zamatum balama komatima uzo yatoma targumbala.
So my Lord, this is the message that I was entrusted with by the Dagomba chief to come and deliver to this commission.
Now, does he know or not whether there were other persons who were also injured apart from the chief's grandson?
Ne ayi muntala Muhammad ma shabme da jida be am.
Nda changan te page kaso pala bedozo ko gada ko nyafalne kana kenin vo shabme banjaja danse nda nyedinza.
Lord, I also saw another person who was also injured and dead at that time. And there were others who were injured, but they were alive.
Now, does he personally or the chief, if they got to know how this gunshot of Muntala was sustained?
Ne ame dencha muntala da jila dama be marfamada nyoma.
To yamawuna nda kana ntubu hambada wana waya ne wanzo yuku yilmanna bima yulumeno nchamate ntabanjero muye muka chantu yugi to minti pi kapkati yo ninzoma lanka onya ninzoma de don do ashitene nchamtinya kana tantinya ntinya karnyira walanka onya velne.
Lord, the Dagomba chief told me that immediately he brought him to the house, he told him that he was going to buy food. And when he went out, about 10 minutes later, that he received an information, that the Dagomba chief received an information that his grandson has been shot and he has been taken to hospital.
I wanted to know if he knows himself or the chief as an opinion leader from what incident, what was happening, that gunshot, he sustained this gunshot.
So yamanguna mangkan mana tenda yi kuyin mana ka bene tampunu dama tazada kulla yama yo man da kanya bin shadin da ce ka birmata kamana.
My Lord, when we were returning, there was chaos in town. So for me, I went to the house and they also went to the house. So I cannot tell specifically why, because I wasn't there.
Now, before this chaos began, was the chief and his elders informed, or did they get any knowledge that something of that sort was going to happen?
Yamanguna mbadogum na bayelma bikanati yelongo mangbada bugum bebe kanati yelongo bebe shadam tampune to de tinne nyashel nyala tin yukuyil manna katanungum ne tampune damya katan zakulti yama.
Lord, no one informed the Dagomba chief that they were going to do anything. It was when we were returning that we saw that there was chaos in town. So we didn't want to stay in town. So we all went to our various houses.
So, may I find out, when the chief and his others returned to the house, and they had already got to know about some rioting going on, did he know whether the chief did anything about it?
Yamane tinla un tampun damema tiranin lashire yatellam kabon na kiumana tabadabum na tuni ko banwayen yelbasham to lashire katrana trale biyina trale bonira taba ntube katumne kuma kamana.
Lord, when we heard there were chaos in town, we were inviting ourselves to plan how to call the young men and advise them. And we were not successful that we heard that his grandson had been shot.
So, can he tell us currently how is the place like?
Oh, mune bedah baraka pamadah baraka Ejura kamonna nana video ne second dah baraka ne pamadah baraka umpongo yito shalla kare ay kana do man ba bin shada non tamane so do kana
with the help of authorities there was calm in town as we speak.
Okay, thank him for us, and let him know that the panel members may ask him some questions.
Mr. Abdul Wahab Al-Hassan, the committee would like to extend its condolences to the Dagomba chief and his people for their loss.
Yamane ngumia chang nepotaba.
Lord, he said that he will extend your message.
Yes, you have narrated the message from the Dagomba chief to us. We thank you for conveying the message accurately as the Dagomba chief gave to you. But we would like to ask one or two for clarification's sake. One or two questions.
the fire from the bumping and the Zanzil shall be to an no car and not fire. Money, no more bosses, Zai Kabiza, the Bay Nanda.
You are free to express your own opinion, or if you think you can speak for the Dagomba chief when a question is asked, feel free to answer. If you think you cannot answer the question for him, let us know. I'm among no me unto yell. Dinjara the Bambana mean yara unto yella. I'll be me unto yell. Is there anything that you would like the committee to note so that we can make adequate recommendations in view of all the incidents that have unfolded in Ejura?
Ne yatwashal dem pa Ejura ma. Amma yatwashal din yel committee ma. Bi yanzan nang sharka di cheka sudu kana ni mani.
To wani tabamna dahal barka ne wato ne Ejura dahal barka nti habra kana ntapwe tabada gwamna kadan ba mangwe gwamnati ne yeba nation to nti tabada gwamna da zan zil shel yelba to nti hadin kale yele.
I'm already saying that you came and then met the Dagomba chief and then he greeted you and there is something that he told you and he will want to add that one.
Ni da gwamna ni yeba ni kanati mviye tongoma wa diba mutabel kama ba malyal ma.
He said the Dagomba chief said that the president hasn't commissioned you to investigate this matter. He has also affirmed that you are going to say the truth.
Banyala nimvo karashele tengba wan kabmiba kabmine kama banyi ku yele to shele yamana nyale.
You are all elderly or superiors within the country. So whatever you will say will be affirmed by the whole Ghana.
Ndaji mko yaba ne bumul kabdi government TV na akufa do bodi hovi.
I was sitting there when the Dagomba chief said that be careful not to disgrace the president.
Bume bodi ba manfi.
And don't disgrace yourselves as well.
Bodi Ghana za havi.
Don't disgrace the country, which is Ghana.
Bunyen nan sham kasudu kana Ejura ashanti region zaha ne Ghana zaha bunama.
Whatever you will do to bring peace to the whole Ghana, Shanti region and Ejura for that matter, you have the mandate.
So mbadom na ndaji mkoda yela toma denkan line level yel ntabaguma.
I was there when the Dagomba chief told you this, and this is what I'm repeating. So that is all that I have to say.
Yes, Mr. Abdul Wahab Al-Hassan. On behalf of the committee, we would like to assure you, meaning that assure the Dagomba chief, the people of Ejura, and the people of Ghana, that whatever information, evidence that has been given to us as a committee, we will do justice to it, and we want to assure you once again that the truth will always be told.
So come there, bang Yamamauna, Biakam, Yelle, the Zo Arch and Yell the Babuna. So come there, Yamama, be Yamama.
Yamane Mpaya, Ngumia, Nan Somba.
God, we are grateful.
Abdul Wahab Al-Hassan.
Yes, sir.
The chairman has already, through you, asked to be sent to the chief our condolences. We feel it just like you feel it. So you tell the chief, we feel it. Tell him again that the admonition he gave us, which you have reiterated here, as the chairman has assured, we will do that. And we need the support of everybody, including yourself. So even from here, If there is anything you think you forgot and you want us to know, you can call, you can write. All right?
Ne acha ni ya da na wanda ya rike to shalma don ba jitar ya mama na bi yalle kaman wanda ya shalma ne be pa ya pam da zo din ya da sharbiya ne ka dam ayi pewon ba an to lan la bi am to sabna.
All right, but so that we come to the bottom of this issue and ensure that it never happens again, I'd like to ask just some few questions. Kindly, what is the general atmosphere with the youth in Ejura?
Pumpon na chimbima achang ajura wula kara bahal be wula ka ajura be pumpon
to pilgo ne na shel tiba ka so do kana ajura nyela ye toma ban verma be chaka yama gina ta ma pumpon ajo tan ban ponu na so do kana nta be shakam lan kane ai kana ba do mamba to to sheda nan ya ajura ma.
My Lord, as we speak, there is calm in Ejura town, as if nothing happened. But I want to reiterate that whatever you are doing, let the truth be told. That is all that we are interested in.
At the point you said the chief, the Gomba chief, wanted to call for car, wanted to talk to the youth, but he couldn't. It worries me a little. Why do you think he couldn't?
Yenda here tumpuni inchanya kinya ka kibeki wumne tumpuni damyama ida yanne ibwane ilamme kabona chimbi ma kula zo kida butu lam mbolba
yamale ma naibiane kama pambalba kay toshete kana sheki lan taba injin ba shawara poi kana ban yen nan sha zo la shawara pun ka tebe tinaba lam ta wamna ma tun bare yirmina ka tumne marfana me.
My Lord, a chief had to consult his elders whenever something happens. So he had invited his elders and we had not even met in order to even consult ourselves for views when the incident happened.
My final, but it's not even a question but admonition. I mean, I want to appeal to you, the Chief General. You see, in such situations, if you want justice, then we must all help to bring justice. If you destroy evidence, there will be no justice. So what happened at the hospital, for example, if in future the chief can, I mean, you need to have those, how do you call it, dialogues with the youth to know that if our anger destroys evidence, then the bad guys will always go scot-free. So there should have been patience at the hospital for autopsy or something for the doctors to get evidence. So this is an admonition. It's not a question. So in future, the youth, the chief, all must help in creating an atmosphere where we can get evidence. Thank you. I have no question.
Ne ombone ozanzil shalam pa kama biane kama danta dinya la yetu ashalla yidam ila isi pamia so domin ne hospital ma anya shamma na chimbi ma ne da nan shamma zo che ka doctor ma da bin nan wanda abu no tuntu shamma wanda abu to amma dinya la biri pasuro di pasha doctor ma da nan to tuntu shawo ne bono tumma kar to buti ne kama nda ku ye ma amma na chimbe ma da nan shamma zo da abu to tun da tuma da zo ne kama tim vir ya to ama bana ne ya to ashe bia kan bi sha kan bia to sonti da zo di nyara yibi to check out doctor ma tun o ma dan to check out ya to ama shelf flu de kuto ina be ya ma special kar kuto ina da zo di nyara de jan bi sha ka into yelba na chimbe ma ka paso ma wuya
na yabanin wumiya
Lord, I'm grateful, and I will extend this message to them.
Nung
I'm grateful, my Lord.
I too sent my condolences to the Dagomba chief and to the entire family. What I'd like to ask is about the young grandson of yours who has died. Was he married? And what kind of work was he doing? This will help our committee in making some recommendations.
Ne Muntala Muhammad Ma Wadamal Pa Tumbukura
Yamane, the woman young ma, Waraka Pa, Otuma Daniela, Omuno Master, Obiro Master Sambuan, Tuma, Mutotuma, Mutafita, Kurabuan.
Lord, he was not married, but he was a motor mechanic and even an apprentice. Yes.
We would like to thank you for coming to inform the committee the message from the chief of Dagomba. We appreciate your evidence. We will give it consideration, and any appropriate recommendation, we will include it in our report. We thank you. Going back to Ejura, may Allah take you safely to Ejura.
Amen.
Lord, we are grateful.
And we have the second witness. Do you know the name?
Hello, the second witness, a rep from the Abdul Nasir Yusuf family.
Abdul Nasiru Yusuf family. Yes, sir.
Lord, the witness has opted for Hausa language. Brother, kace ni kira sunanka. Lord, I speak Hausa. Ina rantsuwa da Allah kaman maganar
da ya faru ga
gaskiya zan faɗi
ba zan yi karya ba
insha Allah taimake
Allah ya taimake ni
Lord, SOK in Hausa.
Please let him give his full name.
Wai ka kira sunanka kuma mu ji.
Isahaku Abubakar.
My name is Isahaku Abubakar.
Where does he live?
Ina kake?
Ejura.
Ejura.
he related to any of the victims or the deceased persons in the incident that occurred?
Why waɗanda suka tawafa nan da waɗanda suka ji ciwo nan kira su akwai dangi tsakanin ke da cikinsu?
Akwai dangi na ne Abdul Nasir Yusuf.
Yes, my Lord. I'm related to Abdul Nasir Yusuf.
Can he tell the kind of relationship?
Wanda dangantaka ke tsakanin ke da Abdul Nasir Yusuf?
Kanina ne.
Lord, he is my brother.
So, was he in Ejura on the 29th of June 2021?
20.
This year, 29th June, was he himself in Ejura?
Why 29 June and Shekana Ejura?
Ina Ejura.
Yes, my Lord, I was in Ejura.
Can he tell the committee whatever information he may have on the incident that occurred in Ejura during that period?
Why wannan lokaci duk abin da ya faru, abin da ka sani game da shi kai ka fari.
Wannan ai musu godiya da suka bani wanga abin magana ni ma in gwada abin da na gani ga wannan rana da abu ya fada idon mu daga Ejura.
Lord, I'm grateful for this opportunity offered me.
Ranan abin da ya fara Ejura kwana 29.
Lord, what happened on the 29th day of June?
Shi na tashi da safi na je wurin aiki.
Was that I woke up in the morning and went to my workplace.
GES.
At GES.
Ina wurin shi na ce bari in je bank.
So while there, I intended going to the bank.
Shi na cikin bank na process zan fite salary kudi.
So having processed my documents to withdraw salary at the bank,
an bani kudin no shi na samu call.
Immediately I received the cash, I had a call. Now,
na samu call ga wurin census coordinator Alhaji Idi.
Daga wurin
census coordinator shi ya kira
census coordinator.
Shi ya kira ni.
So Lord, I received a call from the census coordinator. Census coordinator, my Lord.
Alhaji Idi.
Alhaji Idi.
Don ni driver ne daga GES na shi da samu call nan shi ce mini census na sun samu wani program daga brigade.
Sun samu
wani problem daga brigade shi in zo shi ba shi office in zo in doki officers na mu te brigade su ratify wannan problem.
So Lord, I am a driver. So he called me that they've had a problem at brigade. So I should come to the office and take a look at location.
Zo doki officers na shi ba shi office zo doki officers na.
I should come to the office and take some of the officers to the brigade.
Okay, so is he in effect saying that he's a driver at the GES in Ejura?
Yes, my Lord.
Okay, so and can he explain what is brigade? What it is?
That's a brigade.
Nguani.
My Lord, is a place or a suburb.
Please, you can go on.
No.
Shi na fito cikin bankin za ni wurin aiki.
Lord, I came out of the bank on my way to the office.
Da na kai junction Alhaji Kadiri.
I got to the junction of one Alhaji Kadiri.
Shugaban gidan nan gaban gidan nan shi na ga youth nan sun cika wurin.
So in front of his house, I saw young men gathered there.
Shi na divert akwai hanyar da ke zuwa public park.
So I diverted my road to a road towards the public park.
Was he at that time driving, or he was out of the vehicle?
Shi na kan moto.
Lord, I was riding motorbike. Now,
Da na kai junction nan da suka cikan shi na saya. Junction nan no na saya kai. Na ce barin duba abin da yaran ga suke yi.
so now when I got to the junction where the young men had gathered, I stopped to observe whatever was going on. Now,
Na shi na sai kan junction nan shi na ga sojojin nan suna zuwa da lorinsu. Sojoji suna zuwa da lori.
so now while standing at the junction, I then saw the military men coming with a vehicle.
Dukan nan shi na sai ina kallon me zai faru.
I was still standing there, wanted to see whatever will unfold.
Shi na ga sojojin sun kai wurin sun sauka.
So now when they got the place, they stopped and alighted.
Da saukan su no shi suka buga warning shots biyu bisa kan idona.
Immediately they alighted, they gave a warning shot through the skies. Warning shot view.
Biyu.
2 warning shots through the skies.
Since he said he was at the scene, can he help us with the kind of vehicle they came with and about how many soldiers he saw?
When mota suka zo da shi,
Sun zo da motan sojoji ne akwai rumfa kai.
or they came with a military vehicle with a canopy on it. Shi su mutane na waje.
Shi da nake sayin nan ban gan su da kyau ba amma akalla shi sun yi kaman sojoji ga mutane 7 ko 8.
Lord, my distance with them, I couldn't count them very well, but probably they may be around 8 or 7.
Shi guda kuma ya kuma halba.
Lord, one of them shot again.
Shi na ce bari move da dan na yi ready zan move nan shi na ci bullet na ya wuce kai na je kama transformer.
So Lord, I then decided to move away. Immediately I started or I intended to move. I saw that one of the bullets ran over my head to hit the transformer.
Shi na ga soja guda ya suguna ya nuna bindigan shi ya nuna bindigan nan te shi kuma tashi.
Lord, I then saw one of the military men having knelt down and pointed his gun. And he shot again.
Da ya tashi shi gyara ya saya shi kuma squat.
Lord, he got up and squat again.
Shi halba.
And shot again.
Shi ni na doki moto na bi bayan na Paul Park na bi baya na je office.
Lord, I then took my motorbike and used the public park route and went to the office.
No, shi na kai office. Okay. shi ina kai office na hau bisan kira offices na ina bisan nan da su shi na samu call.
Lord, so when I got to the office and climbed the story to call the officers, and I had a call.
Kaman an kashe kanina.
That my brother had been killed.
Shi ne ce mai shi a yanzu gano da ni nake sai junction na suna halbe-halben nan ne ko dai bullet ya kama shi ne suka ce an kashe shi.
Lord, I inquired from the person that I was standing there when the gunshot began, or is it that he had been affected by one of the bullets and they are saying that he has been killed?
Don shi muna wurin mun yi ready za mu sauko shi ne kuma samu call.
Lord, so I was there preparing to get down and move, that I also had another call.
Kaman ita kuma an callanta an ce kaninan nan an halbe shi da bindiga ya mutu.
That she was also called to the effect that my brother had been shot and he is dead.
Shi da ya kashe na roke su shi su da kansu suka ce tun da course na zuwa ka ni in je hospital nan ga me yake wurin.
Lord, I then pleaded with the officers to go to the hospital to ascertain what is happening over there.
Shi suka ce in tafi shi na tiye hospital na kai hospital na ajiye moto na shi na ga jama'an da suke sai hospital duka sun juyo suna kallo na.
Lord, I got to the hospital, parked my motorbike, and saw all those people who had gathered around then and were looking at me.
Shi na wuce za na je dan shiga ciki na je sun block mu mutane sun cika emergency na don shi an block amma da wanda suka block na suka juyo suka ganni sai suka ce yayin Abdul Nasir kenan su bari shiga.
Lord, there were so many people who had gathered there, and the place had been blocked. So all those who knew me then told those who had blocked the road that I am the deceased person's brother, so I should be permitted to enter.
Shi na shiga na je na iske doctor yana sai ya rika files.
Lord, I entered and saw the doctor holding his files.
Shi na gaishe shi.
And I greeted him.
Ya duba ido na don ya san ne shi ya ce mini ya yi sorry.
Lord, the doctor knew me already, so when he looked at my face, he told me that he is sorry.
Kaninan nan ya mutu.
My brother is dead.
Shi na tambaye shi me ya same shi.
I asked him what happened to him. No.
Shi ce bindiga ya kama shi.
And he told me that he was shot.
Shi ya gwada mini gashi kwance kan gado.
He showed me his body, that he is the one lying on the bed.
Da na je na bude shi na duba shi kuwa ne.
Lord, I opened the cover on him, and indeed that was my brother lying there.
So da sai da nan da na je na gani da idona shi na kama hanya shi na fita.
So, Lord, having confirmed this, I turned back.
Da na fita shi na iske cikin sarakan Ejuran nan na container.
Also, after I went out, I saw one of the chiefs of Ejura, that is the clothing of Ejura.
Shi na ce mishi ya ga abin da ya faru ko.
I told him that, have you seen what has happened?
Shi ce mini ya gani.
He said yes, he has also seen it.
Amma mu bidin manya mu zo gidan sarki.
But we should find some elders and come to the chief's palace.
Don shi mun je gidan sarkin nan muka gamu da sarki.
So now we went to the chief's palace and met the chief.
Can he please tell us which chief?
Sarkin Ejura Nana Shediye.
Lord, the chief of Ejura Nana Shediye.
She tambaye mu me ya kawo mu nan.
So Lord, he asked of our mission.
Shi muka ce mishi abin da ya faru Ejura nan shi ya kawo mu nan.
And we told him that we came there because of what has happened in Ejura.
Gaskiya ya gwada mana shi sarki ne, shi shugaba ne.
Well, he told us that he is a chief or an opinion leader.
Ya yi fira da mu, firan da ya yi da mu ne ya advise mu ne.
Lord, he advised us
kaman kan mu je mu attack wani police.
That we shouldn't go and attack any policeman.
Kara je a attack wani soja.
We shouldn't go and attack any military man.
Kan mu sa laws nan annun mu.
We shouldn't put the laws into our own hands.
Shi advice ne zai ba mu kenan.
That is the advice he wants to give to us.
Shi mu ma muka gode mai da ya samu da lokaci da ya zama shugaban Ejura na sarkin Ejura ya samu mu da lokaci ya ji abin da muka kawo.
Lord, we also thanked him for having listened to us.
To bayan wannan ni na fita wurin.
But after that,
muka bar wurin.
We left the palace.
Shi da muka bar wurin ni kam fita wurin nan kai gidan nan an doki kanina Abdul Nasir an kai gida.
Lord, before I got to the house, my brother's body had been conveyed from the hospital to the house.
Na zo na kai gida sauran shirye-shiryen da za a yi a yi mishi wanka a yi mai sutura mu je mu bisa shi.
Lord, we then prepared him for burial.
Mun je mun bisa shi mun zo a wurin 5 o'clock.
Lord, we buried him and returned around 5 p.m.
abinda na sani ke.
Lord, that is what I witnessed.
Now, let me ask him, please, since he saw what happened, can he tell, if it's possible, the number of men, the youth he said he saw on the streets?
Why kace kagan samarunan nan shi sun tattaro gaban gidan sarkin nan Alhaji. Kai ka ga ma iyakansu kamar nawa?
Iyakansu dai suna da yawa.
Suna da yawa. Lord, there were many.
Now, before he heard about the unfortunate death of his brother, did he know where he was that day before the incident?
Wai kafin ka ji kanin kan nan ya tawafan nan shi ka san inda yake.
Na san shi, na bar shi gida ne na fita.
Lord, I left him in the house when I was living. He was in the house.
Now, did he also get to know from the youth why they were on the streets protesting?
Wai ka iya ka binkice samarunan nan abin da yasa suka hadu wurin nan shi suke waɗannan kuwa.
Well, na tunji ban birkicewa amma na tunji amma dan wan mu kaka an kashe shi.
Lord, I did not investigate, but I had earlier heard that Kaka had been killed.
Da abin da na ji kenan da shi da dan wuce suke saye wurin nan bai kuma zama min sabon abu ba.
So Lord, when I was passing by and saw them having gathered, I was not surprised to see them gathered like that.
So why was he not surprised? Why was he not surprised?
Wait, don't make me back mamaki ba.
Abin da yasa bai bani mamaki ba da muka fito makabiran nan yasa bai bani mamaki ba. Don da muka fito makabira da muka je muka bisa shi muka zo yasa dan wucin jewar aiki ni bai bani mamaki ba.
Oh, the reason why I wasn't surprised was that after we were returning from the cemetery, I was not surprised. When we were returning from the cemetery, I wasn't surprised.
Please, can he explain the cemetery, who had been buried?
Kace, da kuka fito makabira. Wa kuka je kuka bisa makabira shi kuke zuwa?
Kaka.
Well, that was burial of Kaka. We were returning from the burial of Kaka.
So, do I suppose that he was at the cemetery during the burial of Kaka? Is that what he's saying? Is he saying that during the burial of Kaka, he was at the cemetery?
Don shi kana so gura kaman da kuka je bisun Kaka nan shi kana wurin.
No.
Yes, I was at the burial of Kaka.
Okay, so what happened there that made him not surprised to see them protesting later?
Don shi me ka gani a cikin bison nan yasa ka ce ka gan sun hadu nan bai baka mamaki ba.
Ana cikin bison nan shi lorin polisai da ke buga ruwan nan shi zo.
But whilst we were in the process of burying him, we saw the police car, the one with water, having come there.
Shi samarunan nan da yara suna gudu suna cewa waye kawo su nan ba su son su nan.
So some of the young men were running away and asking that who brought the police there. They don't want the police at the cemetery.
Shi bayan suna zuwa wurin polisan nan shi suka zuba musu ruwa suka buga U-turn suka tafi.
So Lord, when the young men were approaching the police, they sprayed them with the water and and the police turned their car and went away.
Shi yasa bai bani mamaki.
That was why I wasn't surprised.
Okay, thank you. So the panel members would ask you some questions.
We thank you. In the first place, we would like to express our deepest condolences to you and the bereaved family for the loss of your brother. Having said that, let me ask, you said when you got the call that you were needed at the office, you left the bank, and on the way you saw the youth having massed up at a certain place in front of a certain man's house. Yes, you stopped. Can you let us know what they were doing, the youth, when you stopped? What were they doing at that place?
The Kafto Bank kana zuwa kakai gidan Alhaji kakira da Alhaji Kadiri shi samaru nan sun hadu wurin nan. Lokacin da shi suka hadu wurin nan she me suke yi?
Suna magana, suna da maganganu, ba mu yadda.
Lord, they were just talking and shouting that we will not understand. We will not agree.
Yes, and you also said the military, later you saw the military coming and they stopped. They started firing. Did you see what happened before the military started the firing?
Kakwace kaman shekara nan kagan sojojin nan suna zuwa she suka soma halbe. Me ya faru she sojojin suka soma halbe.
Da na gansu suna zuwa ne da suka kusa da youth nan.
Lord, when I saw them coming and when they got closer to the youth,
shi naga suna gudu. Su youth na gudu.
The youth were running away.
Since you were present when the military arrived and started firing, can we find out from you whether you saw any member from the youth throwing stones, sticks, or whether you heard anyone fire a gun from the crowd?
Wai kace kagan samaru nan kagan cikin su wani ya halba wani dusi, wani ya halba bindiga ko kuwa wani wuka, kagan cikin samaru nan ko cikin su yayi wani haka?
Ban ga wani ya wulga dusi ba. Ban ga wani kuma ya halba bindiga ba.
Lord, no, my Lord, I did not see anybody throw stone, neither gun or any missile.
All right. You said that the police came to the cemetery with their water cannon vehicle. Evidence has been led here by the police that they were invited to the cemetery by the family of Kaka. Did you get to know of this?
Kace da uke makabiran ko ka je bison kakan nan kaga kamar polisai sun zo da motar su wanda ke zub da ruwan nan wani. Polisai sun zo su gwada kaman dan ko gidan yan kaka suka kira su kuma su zo wurin nan. Ka iya kabirci wanga magana ko kuma maganar polisai suke fari gaskiya ne ko ba haka ba?
Inda sun yi wannan ma ni ba na wurin kuma ma ban ji sun yi wannan ba.
Lord, if the family of Kaka invited the police, that I cannot tell.
Thank you.
Because I wasn't there.
I will let my colleagues also ask questions.
Oh, our condolences to your family. I have two quick questions. Your brother, what work did he do?
Yana noma kuma ya zama traveling agent.
Lord, he was a farmer and a traveling agent.
A travel agent.
Yes.
Very well. How would you describe the community the Dagomba and all the other communities that you find in Ejura? How do you describe the, is it collaborative, is it peaceful? How do you live together?
Why wouldn't I share ya eke? Chicken Ejura, Dagomba la in the cooking Nabuka. Share ya eke.
Oh, muda su da ba mu da wani problem da su. Ba mu da problem da wani, kanina kuma bai da problem da wani.
Lord, there was no problem over there. My brother too had no problem with anybody in the community.
And so over the years, all the different members of different communities have lived together peacefully.
Shekara so gora kaman tuni shekarun da kuke wurin nan kuruka kuna wurin akan kwanciyar hankali ba kowane zanga-zanga wani.
Shekaru dai duka unguwan nan dai da Ejura dai muna zamne ne zaman lafiya.
Lord, we have lived peacefully over the years without any problem.
Thank you.
Good morning once again, my brother. I will still add my voice to what other members of the committee have said. Our condolences. It's sad to lose a brother at his prime. So we share with you your feelings. So take our condolences. Who was your brother? A social activist. You told us what he was doing, but is he the boisterous type?
Why can you share eke? Shi samari ne da yake yawo gari yake gwada karfin shi cikin gari ko dai me?
No, bai gwada karfi cikin gari.
So you believe he shouldn't have died such a death, right?
Shekara duwa kan da bai kamancin ya rasu wannan lokaci ba.
Da ban expect shi wannan lokaci ba, amma mu musulmai ne.
Yes, my Lord, I never expected him to die by now. And we are Muslims.
Wani abu ya zo haka, muna doka mu ba Ubangiji ne.
If anything like this happens, we give everything to Almighty Allah.
Yes,
Kamar
we
shi ya
give
kawo.
everything to God, but he's a victim of circumstances, right?
Wai mun dai ce Allah ya kawo, amma dai inda kuma na bai faru ba da bai hadu haka ba.
That is why we are here. We are looking for justice. We are looking so that it doesn't happen again. What role did you yourself play on that day? Were you also agitating? You must have been sad. Were you part of the agitators thereafter? Did your sadness push you to do something?
Wai bayan ka je kane kannan yaro sunan kima ka karu cikin samaru nan shi kuke zanga-zanga ko dai ya kima kai?
Ni ban taba ma shiga cikin zanga-zanga ba. Ban taba shiga ciki ba don da na ji aka muka je muka bisa muka komo ya dame ni to extend. Because ban expecting shi mutu yanzu ba. Amma tun da ya faru muna gode ma Allah ne. Kuma shi nan inda ya te nan wurin nan mu duka za. Don shi da abin nan ya zo haka da na duba ni da kaina na advice kaina ne ban je yi komi ba amma Allah ya tona sirrin wanda ya yi wannan.
My Lord, I was not agitated because I advised myself that he found himself in this circumstance as a result of what happened. So I didn't want to involve myself in the situation.
Have you spoken to the media? You in person? I'm asking whether he has spoken to the media.
Why kida young media kun yi magana?
Da na fito cikin hospital na ni da media mun yi magana.
Yes, my Lord. When I came back from the hospital, I spoke with the media.
Right. We are all looking for a situation where this thing would not happen again. So there are some issues which everybody is worried about in the country. What do we do so that it doesn't happen again? How do we investigate? If the police are going to investigate, then we all need to do what we have to do. What would you suggest for Ejura people, the youth in the future, so that this doesn't happen again? One. Two, when it happens, we allow people who know to come in. For example, the way the corpses were taken away quickly from the hospital will make it difficult for further investigation. If, for example, we got to know about the bullets that were embedded in your brother's body, we would know whether it came from the police or from the military or from somebody else. I want you to advise us and advise your people in Ejura.
Why yana so kai muna wani wazi game da yanda dai mu rike shi kaman wani gobe wanga magana bai faruwa ko da wani bai faru ne kuma yanda za a iya samu hakuri duk waɗanda ya kamancin su yi wani aiki a ciki ya so komi ya faru a cikin kwanciyar hankalin na sha bar su ya aikin su don shi wai wani magana ko wani wa'azi za ka yi kai ma yan samarin ko da wani gobe wani abu haka ne san yadda za a yi.
Ina gode musu da tambayar na suka yi, ba wanda ke son shi haka nan, amma ya zo ya kuma faru. Hanyar da za mu bi ne wannan abu bai ku taba kuma faruwa ko ba mu taba ganin wannan abu shine mu yi gaskiya.
My Lord, we are grateful for whatever transpired, but what I'm praying is that to forsake future events, we pray that the truth comes out.
Shi su kuma suna aka zabe su su zo su birkice wanga magana. Ina yi musu addu'a. Kullum ne sallah ina yi musu addu'a.
Lord, you have been commissioned to investigate this matter. I am praying for you every day. Now,
Allah ya taba zuciyansu su fito da gaskiyan nan.
That Allah should help you to find out the truth.
Kuma suna shiga lori suna tafiya. Kullum addu'a na ne Allah ya kai su lafiya, ya komo da su lafiya, ya ba su zaman lafiya.
You travel in vehicles in and out. So I pray that God protects you anywhere you go.
Inshallah, we'll come to the conclusion. Very nice conclusion. But then, what would you want the committee, advise the committee as to what you want us to do, to write about the laws and everything? Advise the committee. What do you want to see?
Wai me kake so Suma Susanna game da ra'ayinka, ke ne ra'ayinka abin cikin maganar nan?
To ra'ayina da su ne kani nan nan ya mutu ya bar yariya guda.
Lord, my brother died and left one child, a daughter.
Don shi abin da zan roke su ne yanda su ma hanyar da za su bi wannan yariya kada zo ta zama ya zan yi.
So I'm also pray that if there could be means to help his daughter.
Abin da nake roka wurin su kenan da kuma justice.
Lord, I'm also praying for justice. That is what I'm praying for.
Yes, sir, you said earlier on that when the military came, before they came, you did not see the youth do anything. They were just shouting at the top of their voices that it is not right or something of that nature. And the military then came down, started shooting. Would you say that what they did, that is the shooting, was without any provocation?
Shi kace shekara na kai kamar sojojin sun zo shi suna nan shi wa guda suna su ma halbe. To shi kana so ka gwada kamar inda sojojin suka zo suka kai ne kowa bai taba su ba komai bai musu ba shi su suka zo ma halbe.
Abin da ido na ya gani a duniya ga lahira Allah ya tambaye ni. Allah ya tambaye ni abin da ido na gani abin da zan faɗi musu.
Lord, what I witnessed is what I'm going to say. And I am going to be questioned by Allah in the near future.
Ban ga wani yaro ya jefa dusi ko ya buga bindiga ba.
I never saw anybody from the youth threw stone or gun or any missile.
We would like you to see a short video clip of the incident when the military arrived at the scene. Then you compare it with your evidence and see if maybe, if as a human being, you may be looking at a particular direction, whatever happens behind you, you may not notice. So that we want you to look at it and see if you have any comment for us.
Duba maganan da kake fadi na in kaman kana da wani maganan da zaka fadi game da video.
Did you see that the young man was throwing a stick or a club towards the direction of the military?
Wani kaga wani samari ya hulga wani itace zuwa wurin sojoji.
Na gani wani ya wulga itace amma shi baya na kenan. Bayan ni na bar wurin na T office wannan ya faru amma ni da nake saye ba wannan.
Lord, I saw somebody a stick, but this was after I had left.
Okay. Yes, if I may ask, have you complained about seeking justice anywhere, that it's justice that you want, and if justice is not given within a week, you will take the law into your own hand? Have you done that anywhere?
Ban yi wannan magana ba. Maganar na
Lord, I have not made such comments anywhere. No.
Thank you.
But
Because we wanted to know if you made the request for justice, everybody and the kind of justice he wants. So we would have asked you to maybe let us know the kind of justice that you wanted so that we can incorporate it into the report. We are very grateful to you. We thank you. We've taken all your evidence down, your request. We will make sure it comes into the recommendations. But if I can say, this is not to you generally, but to all Ghanaians. Yes, when certain things happen, we all want justice. We know justice in terms of things of this nature does not come within 1 week. It takes time. Even criminal investigations, if you rush through, you end up getting the culprit free. So anytime such things happen, we as a people, we must exercise all the restraint to allow those responsible for the investigation, the prosecution of such matters to do their work, so that the justice that we all want can be realized. Because if you rush through justice, the end result is that you don't get it. Because if you rush it through, you may leave out certain important evidence. You may even leave out the actual culprits, because things done out of sentiment and emotional feelings are normally not done properly. So I will advise all of us, all Ghanaians, not the Ejura people alone. This thing happens all over our country. We are quick in seeing that justice is done, but justice rushed through doesn't end well. That is the advice I would give. When you go, maybe your family members tell them, anytime they face anything which requires that justice be done, they should exercise restraint. Patience gives victory at the end. We know that, yes, the wheels of justice, it grinds slowly, but it steadily comes to an end one day, and we all will get the justice that we require. Thank you very much. May Allah be with you.
Amen. May Allah be with you.
Cikin bakwai za a doki a yi binci a gan gaskiyar cikin maganar da don shi yana man nasiha ka ji waɗanda ke nan kuma kima ka yi musu nasiha don ba kamar nan ga ko kuwa Ejura kare ba, duk abin da ya faru idan ana neman gaskiyar ciki shi an doki hankuri da kwanciyar hankali a yi bincike da kyau sa'annan a gan gaskiyar cikin maganar nan. Amma idan an ka yi gaggawa cikin neman gaskiyar cikin maganar nan, ka gan kamar inda ya kamancin ma a shiga neman gaskiyar nan an yi a bar shi, don shi da hakuri ake neman gaskiya cikin magana ba da kamar gaggawa cikin magana ba, don shi nasiha da yake ma kenan yaso shi yake ma kai ma yan uwa.
Wanda mishi godiya da wannan nasiha da ya mini, amma ni ma na roƙon Allah yara na su zama kamar yanda yake na ko yanda suke na ko ko su fi su.
Lord, I'm grateful and I'm praying that my children will be in your position tomorrow.
We will call the representative from the family of the deceased person, Kaka. Kaka's family representative, if he or she is here, should come. friends from the media, social distance.
Lord, the witness has opted to swear by the Quran and to testify in Hausa language. Kina kiti ni ce kira sunanki Sa'ada Hudu. Kai ma ki ma kina. Ce ni Sa'ada Hudu.
Ni Sa'ada Hudu.
Ina rantsuwa da Allah kaman duk abin da ya faru gaskiya zan fadi. Ba zan yi karya ba. Insha Allah taimake ni. S okay in Hausa, my Lord.
Thank you. Welcome. Counsel for the committee will take you through your evidence.
Please, can you give your full name again to the committee?
Wai kuma maimaita sunan ki muji.
Sunana Sa'ada Hudu.
My name is Sa'ada Hudu.
Hudu. Where does she live?
Ina ke.
Ina Ejura ne.
Lord, I live at Ejura. Hayaniyan da ya faru daga Ejura nan, waɗanda suka tawafa ko waɗanda suka ji ciwon nan, danginki ne wani cikinsu.
Mijina ne kaka.
Lord, I'm the wife of Kaka.
May I ask if they had any children, and if so, how many they are?
Kuna da yara nawa?
Ya hankuri yaran mu biyar.
Lord, we have 5 children.
Now, can I find out whether she was in Ejura on the 26th of June, 2021, when we were told that he was injured or he got harmed?
Wai wancan watan da ya mutu kwanan shi 26. Ce kina cikin Ejura?
Ya hankuri ina nan.
Yes, I was in Ejura.
So can she tell the committee whatever she knows about the incident from the 26th to the 29th of June? Whatever she knows, she can tell us.
Don shi wai duk abin da ya faru a cikin wannan wata kwanan shi 26 zuwa 29 duk abin da yake sani ciki mun baki hanya kin ya fari mu ci.
Ya hankuri ina son musu tambaya kadan.
No, ki magana.
Ina son musu tambaya. Binciken wanda ya kashe mijina suke yi ko dai polisai ke binciken wanda ya kashe mijina?
Lord, before I testify, I want to make some enquiries. Is the police conducting investigations regarding the death of my husband, or you are investigating the death of my husband?
Thank you. The police are conducting investigation to ascertain the culprit who killed your husband and to prosecute him. What we are doing here is to find out the events and the occurrences that precipitated the rioting and what took place during the rioting so that we can make appropriate recommendations. Yes, some rioting took place or some violence took took place on the 29th. But we all know that it wasn't just a matter of, oh, we want to just demonstrate. We just want to do this. You understand? Something caused it. And what caused it, we must find out what caused it for us to be able to make recommendations so that it doesn't occur again.
Wai gaskiya ne polisai ke binkicin wanda ya kashe mijinki. Bayan sun gane wanda ya kashe mijinki, an je da shi gidan hukuma ya so a yi mai shari'a. Kinji, amma kafin mijinki ya rasu, wani abu ya faru sa na mijinki ya rasu. Bayan mijinki ya rasu nan kuma wasu abubuwa sun abuku a cikin zuwa ta wannan wata kwanan shi 26 zuwa har ranar 29. To cikin waɗanga magana ne muke binkice, yaso mu ba da jawabi yanda wasu abubuwa haka kuma ba su abubuwa kuma.
And not to remind you of the pain you are going through, I would like to state that, you see, when certain things happen, they open doors or windows for others to vent out their anger. For example, if let's say you are living near a neighbor, every day maybe you play music at loud tone, then the man is fed up with your noise making. So one day, whilst playing your music, he decides to send his children to come to your place to also enjoy the music. This act alone can result in a lot of confusion. You understand? Yes, we are not investigating your husband's death. No, that is not the mandate of the committee. Our mandate includes what happened on the 29th and things that led to the event of the 29th when the military moved in. We cannot look at it in isolation that, well, the youth were in town doing their own thing and all of a sudden the military, the police, they come in. We can't look at it in isolation. We will have to go back and see what caused these incidents to happen. It was during the burial of somebody that the police went to the cemetery. That angered the youth. That caused the youth also to go into town to say certain things or do certain things, and this triggered something. So that is why the death of your husband has become necessary for us to know what went wrong, but not to investigate who killed who and what is to be done. That is the work of the police.
Wai gaskiya dai kaman ba mun zo ne muna binciken kaman wai kashi mijinki ba, amma cikin wancan wata kwanan shi 29 nan abin da ya sa polisai da sojoji suka zo halbe ya faru har wasu suka tawafa, wannan abu ya sa wannan ya faru ran nan. Don shi ba abin da za mu yi mu ce za mu zo mu bincike cikin wannan wata kwanan 29 abin da ya faru kare ba, sai mun je baya mun bincike abin da ya faru ya sa wannan halbe ya faru. Kin fahimce ni ya? Don shi polisai na nan suna bincike su gane wanda ya kashe mijinki, amma mu namu don ya shafi rasuwar mijinki ya sa muka kira ki.
And to calm your fears, this committee is not investigating your husband's death once again. But you see, it is not all people who die that causes such disturbances in communities. Every day people die. We don't hear But sometimes the motive for the killing of somebody can lead to rioting and disturbances. And if we have to find out what caused the disturbances, we cannot throw away why the person was killed. Sitting here, we've received 3 different views on why he was killed. We are not certain yet, but whatever information she has to throw more light on it, we will be grateful. If she can't speak to it, nobody is going to force her. She should tell us what she herself wants the committee to know. And that is it.
Why would they have in the Muki, Nemani, Kidi, Ifadi Muna, Abinda, committee, Nansuke song, Sugani, a chicken, Magana. Why was Mutanina, Rasua, Maba, Rasuan Koko, Mutuan Koa, Kebari, or some way Farua. Don't she is on 1 year Mutu, was Abuwa so Faru, Bayash, Yakamanjin, yeah, you want them being Yanda Wubi, was Abuwa Kubasu Farua. Kenji, don't she back a Monday, Muna Binching. Rasuan mijinki ba wai muna zaune nan ga mun samu kidaya kaman mutane abubuwa uku ake gura kan aka yi sa aka kashe shi aka yi sa aka amma ba shi muke abin ki dai na gire wanda yake sani ki fadi mu kinji ba ki da shi kuma ba mu masa
Hudu. Madam Hudu.
Yes, sir.
Just calm it. We are not here. It's not an inquisitorial kind of committee. We are not criminal investigators. So what we do here does not stop the inquiries into the death of your husband. Whatever we do here, whatever our outcome, it does not stop it. It can take 2 days for the police. It can take 10 days, 1 year, 2 years. We don't know. That's not our concern, as the chairman has told you. So feel free. And we share your pain. We share everything. Feel free. The chairman will have to add one. We are not ending your husband's inquiries. It hasn't ended. They are on a different line. So calm it, all right?
Yes, sir, from what we have told you, if you do not want to say anything to the committee in relation to your husband's death or what have you, you are free to keep it. If you don't want to testify, we will not force you. So decide whether you want to continue with your testimony or you want to be excused and we will allow you to go.
Why Kamanda Suke Fadin Babinda Kuabe Masamiki? In Kaman Kinasun Ki Magana money, Bison Ki Gameda Swami Jinki Kuabe Masamiki. She Atakaichi Munasum Mutambayeki Zaki Magana Ukua Kinasun Ibar Magana.
Magana.
Uko inkina sun kiyabu yekuma wiki yake gwada muna.
Ba laifi na yayin si ai ba batun goyo nan gai. Abinda mutum ya sani ai shi zai faɗi. Sai sa ba batun goyo.
Yi magana.
Na ce ba batun goyo. Abinda mutum ya sani ai na rantsuwa da Qur'ani. Sai sa abinda na sani shi ni ma zan faɗi.
Lord, I don't need to testify in camera. Whatever I know that I'm going to tell this committee. So I'm only, and I've sworn to tell this committee the truth.
Saying is, having explained these things to her, whether she feels compelled to testify or she does not want to testify at all. We don't want to compel anybody, to force anybody to come before us to testify. That is why Ejura community, with the exception of opinion leaders, certain individuals, we extended invitation. The general populace, we told them anyone with information which they want us to know should feel free and come. It's your own will. We will not force anybody to come before us to testify, with the exception of the institutions who were directly involved in these disturbances. Those ones we have to write to them to come. But individuals living in Ejura, we cannot identify everybody, serve letters. So we call the chief and the chief, the Gomba chief, to inform the people that anyone with information to assist us can come forward. So she should decide now if she wants to testify or she doesn't want to testify. If she doesn't want to testify, we will allow her to go. If she wants to testify, we will hear her evidence.
Why bamuso mumasa miki? Inkina sunki magana mumbaki hanya. Izan bai sunki magana kuma mumbaki hanya kitashi kiti. Why wadanda ake neman su zo su yi magana manyan garin nan su aka kira su sannan suka gaya ma sarkin da gumba kamar ya gaya ma yan garin nan duk wanda ya san kuma yana da kowane maganan da yake so ya zo gaya ma kwamiti nan ya zo ya fadi don shi kaman ki ba iya masa miki don shi kaman ki dai kin san kaman kina son ki magana an baki hanya idan baki son ki magana kuma wannan an baki hanya ki tashi.
Ina son yi magana.
Lord, I still want to testify. To, kiya kisuma.
Ya kuna farko mijina mutumin MPP ne.
My Lord, first thing I would like to tell this committee is that my husband is an MPP man.
In za a ta harkar MPP duka da shi ake zuwa ko ina harkar MPP ya tashi yana ciki.
Lord, every event concerning the MPP, my husband is part of them.
Mijina kuma yana aikin furnace ne, phone repair ne.
Lord, and he is a phone repairer and a fashion designer.
Cikin wannan lamari da yake yin nan, shi ya zo ya kara wani aiki kadan dai cikin wannan lamari game da irin ya ga garinmu inda bai da kyau. Yaga kaman ya kamata ya bari manya su san da zaman wurin gabe da kyau muna bukatan taimako duka yana yi dagwara kan social media.
Lord, so additional to the work that he does, he also goes round to ascertain within the community wherever he finds that something is going wrong. He will take it onto the media to inform authorities. No.
Please, may I ask, for clarity, is it the general media or the social media?
Why the media ina kaman
Okay, now look at Facebook.
Well, specifically on Facebook. Okay.
To game da aka nan gaskiya she wa'ansu 'yan fighting suna gamuwa da shi suna mai kashedi ababen da yake yin nan ya bari.
Yan
party no, MPP no.
Well, based on this, some of the members of the MPP found fault with it and warned him and threatened him to stop.
Shi ma ya ce musu gaskiya ba abin da zai bari bane domin ba mugun aiki yake yi ba.
Well, he told them that he wasn't going to stop because he wasn't doing anything bad.
She suka ce mai wo in bai bari ba ya gani abin da zai biyo baya.
Lord, they told him that if he doesn't stop, he will see whatever will follow up. Now,
Gaskiya kuma mun ga abin da ya biyo baya domin an kashe shi.
my Lord, indeed we saw what followed because he was killed. No.
Kamar mun ga abin da ya biyo baya domin an kashe shi. Shi yasa wannan aikin da yake yin nan yasa suka kashe shin nan.
Lord, I presume it is the work that he was doing as a result of which he was killed.
Domin mijina in ya fita wanda ya tare shi duka ya mai maganan kan aikin da yake yin nan ya zo gida yana fadi min.
Lord, my husband, anytime he went out and anybody stops him and tells him anything, he comes back home to inform me. Or if anybody threatens him, he comes back to inform me.
Kafin ya mitunga ya ce kaman wata ke ga ya ce wani base Ejura ana kiran wannan guwa Bedikuro. Kafin ya mutunga kaman wata ya mutu ya ce wani base daga Ejura ana ce mai Bedikuro. Bedikuro.
But before, about a month prior to his death, he went to a base at Ejura called Pedikrum.
Da ya kai wurin she wani samari guda ya tashi ya ce mai kaman kai kaka she yasa abinda muke cewa ka barin nan ba ka bari ko.
There one of the young men got up and threatened him that you kaka, we have been warning you to stop what you are doing, so you are being recalcitrant and don't want to stop.
She tambaye shi kamar me yake yi ne da suke son ya bari, ya tambayi samarin haka nan.
My husband asked him, what am I doing and you want me to stop? No.
She ce mai kaman ababen da yake danwarawa kan Facebook nan suna gani su yana bata musu suna.
Lord, he then told him that all the posts that you've been posting on the on the Facebook is been tarnishing the image of the party. So we want you to stop.
She mijina ya tambayi wannan guy kaman ba kai da baka use touch ya kasan kaman ina daddagwara ababa kan Facebook.
My husband asked him that you don't use a smartphone, so how were you able to find out my post on Facebook? No.
She mijina kuma ya tambaye shi ala yayanka Bala ya ce ma kaman ina yin ababa kan Facebook ko.
My husband added that I presume your brother Bala might have told you this, that I've been posting certain issues on Facebook. No.
Lokacin she samarin she zuciyan shi ya tashi zai yana so ya zo ya kama mijina da fada.
Lord, at that moment, that young man got angry and wanted to fight my husband. Now, Lord, the young men there separated them, and my husband took his motorbike and left the scene. Lord, when my husband came to the house, he informed me accordingly.
Shi na ce ma mijina kaman base ni MPP yana da yawa. Shi yasa ya bar zuwa wannan base yana zama.
Lord, I advised my husband that the MPP base in town is many, so he should stop going to that base. No.
Shi mijina ya ce min to yaji bai kuma zuwa wurin.
Lord, he said yes, he wouldn't go there again.
Gaskiya abin da na sani kenan kafin ya mutu, abin da ya faru kenan.
Lord, this is what I know prior to my husband's death.
Is that all the information that she has?
Yes, magana
na kenan.
Magana ki duka kenan. Yes, madam.
Okay, please, can I go back a bit? Can I ask her the ages of their children?
The ages of the children?
Yes.
What yaran nan shekarun su nawa?
Babban nan tana da 18 years.
18 years. 18. The first one is 18 years.
Shi na biyu nan kuma tana 16 years.
The second born is also 16.
Na uku nan kuma 12 years.
The third born is 12.
She fourth nan kuma tana da 9 years.
The fourth is 9 years.
Sannan karaman shekara 2 da rabi.
The last one is 2.5 years.
And they are all girls, isn't it?
Su duka mata ne? Yes. Yes, all girls.
Okay, so after the death of her husband and she knowing the persons that she's talking about, has she informed the police?
Wai bayan mijinki ya rasu ga kafin mijinki ya rasu kuma ya gaya miki kaman haka ya faru. Kin gaya ma polisai?
Ya hankuri a.
No, my lord, I have not informed the police.
Were these persons, from her narration, I suppose that these persons were persons living in Ejura. Is that not so?
Wai ta san kaman samarin nan ko samarin nan ke fadin nan Ejuran nan no suke? Yes, my lord.
And since she says the husband tells her everything what happens when he comes home, I suppose that she got to know the names of these persons.
Wai kin ce kaman mijinki ko duk abin da ya faru na gaya miki. Don shi ta san kaman dole mijinki ya gaya miki sunan me shi.
Ya hankuri ya gaya mi.
Yes, he mentioned his name.
Okay. Then we would advise that she gives these names to the police.
Shi dai mun miki nasiya kaman ki mamasa ki doki suna na kin nan ki ba police kin ji. Yes, ma'am.
Now, can she tell the committee, like, how long when these events of threatening was going on before the death?
Why? Kiya ki gaya mana kaman da yake zuba wasu abubuwa kan Facebook shi da yan kwayen shi suna jayayya a kai ya kaman watanni nawa bakwai nawa shi waɗannan abubuwa ke faruwa sannan ya mutu.
Da yake daddagwara baba kan Facebook ne. Da yake daddagwara ya kai 1 year yana wannan aiki. Ya kai 1 year.
It's over a year that he has been doing that. In posting.
No, I was asking about the duration of these events before the death. 1 week before, 2 months before, 1 year before the death.
Wai inda shi da su ke jayayya a kai sannan ya zo ya mutu kaman lokaci nawa wata nawa shi su ma jayayya da su sannan ya mutu.
To jayayya da suka fara na farko shine kan lokacin da za a yi harkan zabe ganan na MPs nan votin da za mu yi ganna.
Na kwanakin
kwanan gano to lokacin jayayyan kenan ya fara inda abin ya fara.
Well, it started somewhere December 2020 election. Lokacin ake cire MP
za a ce a yi zabe a san wanda zai saya ma Ejura MP na.
The MPP primaries. During the time MPP primaries started.
In relation to the threats, not his postings on social media, to the threatening on his life, that's the question. So if you can translate it well for us.
She said that it started during the MPP primary.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Now, can we also find out from her, whether she has any knowledge about the family requesting for police protection for the barrier?
Wai kin sani lokacin da za a je biso shi wai dangannan shi sun bukaci polisai su zo gurin nan. No, my lord.
Okay. Now, when I said she can give it to the police, on the other hand, if she's not comfortable with that, she can give the names privately to the committee and it will be given to the police.
Wai ta ce muke kaman kiman masa ki doki suna na kin ki ba polisai in kaman kin san kuma ke kije shi kuma bayan an bar nan kin ya ki zo ki maimaita sunan nan a zazzana iso su da polisai nan sun yi aiki.
Sunan na polisai ma ni na tun gwada musu suna.
Lord, I've already informed the police.
Sun san na gwada
And
musu.
they are aware of the name.
Okay.
Their names.
Okay, so the panel members would also ask her some questions.
Wai manyan nan ko sun tambaye ki.
Accept our condolences for the loss of your husband.
Ina muna ciwo sosai ga rashin mijinki.
Are your children attending school? Your girls, do they attend school?
Yaran matan ki nan suna zuwa school.
Suna zuwa school.
Yes, my lord.
What classes? What stage are they? Starting from the most senior to the last one. Can you tell us?
Wani fasali suke su ma akan babban nan.
Babban nan tana SS1.
SS1. Well, the first born is SS1.
Na biyu nan kuma tana JSS3.
The second born is JHS3.
Third one kuma tana P6.
Third one is in class 6.
Fourth kuma tana P3.
The fourth one in class 3.
Ita karaman bata fara zuwa school ba.
As for the last one, she has not yet started school.
Very well. You see, I must commend you for your intelligence. Yes, because it takes an intelligent wife to know the activities and whatever goes on in the life of her husband.
Duk abin da mijinki yake yi kike da sani a ciki.
You were not present when your husband went to that particular base. But you have been able to narrate exactly the conversation, the language, and whatever took place on that day to the committee. We are grateful.
Wai muna miki godiya sosai. Inda mijinki ya je bezin nan shi da samarin nan ko samarin da suke jayayya nan shi ba kiure amma da yazo ya miki kin iya kin zo kin koro muna duk abin da ya faru kin kokari sosai.
Nagode.
Did your husband at any point tell you the person who wanted to kill him? You said that he was threatened. Did he tell you?
Wai mijinki ya fari miki wanda shi yake so ya kashe shi.
Gaskiya bai ce min ga wanda yake so ya kashe shi ba, amma ya nuna min wanda ke tish warning kaman abin da yake nan bai bari ba sun nuna mai abin da ya fari miki.
Well, he didn't specifically tell me that this person wanted to kill me, but he told me those who warned him to stop posting issues on Facebook, else they will harm him or they will do something against him.
So, your husband never told you that somebody wanted to kill him?
Amma bai gaya miki kaman wani ya ce ya kashe ni ba.
Bai ce min ya bai gwada min wani ya ce ya kashe min, amma dai an nuna mai dai kullum in ya fita duk wanda ya mai wannan magana duka ya zo ya fadi min.
Lord, yes, he didn't tell me specific person, but he told me if they threaten to teach him lesson, he will tell me that this person threatened to teach me lesson.
What was the relationship between your husband and the mother?
Wai tsakanin ki da uwan kaka ya yake?
Tsakaninmu yana da kyau, ba damuwa.
Well, there's good relationship between us.
And the relationship between your husband and his brother, his elder brother?
Wai tsakanin kaka da yayan shi kuma fa?
Su da matsala.
Well, there is no problem between them.
Thank you. I will allow my other colleagues to also ask questions.
Madam, I can't imagine what you are going through. Please have my condolences as well. You've narrated to us all the things that happened prior to this unfortunate incident. After the incident, after your husband's death, have you heard any stories from perhaps neighbors or others about what they think happened? And how do you feel about those stories? Or
wai bayan mijinki ya rasu an bisa shi, kin ji wasu maganganu a cikin gidan shi ko kuwa yan uwayen da kuke kusa game da rasuwan shi ko mutuwan shi? Baki ji komi ba? No, my Lord, I've not heard anything.
Madam, the chairman has congratulated you on your bravery and intelligence, and I want to commend you on it also.
Wai shi kuma ina miki godiya da kokarinki da kin kokari sosai.
Continue with this stand, and Allah will help you to look after the kids.
Wai ki ci gaba haka Allah ya miki albarka kin ji.
If you lower yourself and you are continuing to cry and cry and cry and angry with somebody, the children will suffer. So continue with that bravery and the intelligence.
Wai ki ci gaba da shi aka idan zaki mai da kanki karama ko ko wani abu zaki kuka kina san yaran nan za su wahala kin ji.
I saw your kids when we came to Ejura and I was touched.
Wai da sun ka zo Ejura ya ga yaran ki.
You know, I spoke to them.
Wai yayi magana da su.
They are equally intelligent like you.
Su kuma suna da kokolwa kaman kino.
I like the smile. Anyway, you were asked whether after the death of your husband, you had heard some rumors about what must have happened. That particular day, can you tell us what happened? Where were you? And how did you hear about his death?
Wai ran da mijinki ya rasu Shi ina kike, yaya kika ji game da mutuwan shi ya faru?
Gaskiya da mijina ya mutu, ni ina da aka ya faru, ni ina daki.
Da ya faru kina daki?
Ina daki, ina kwana.
But at the time of his death, I was asleep in my bedroom.
She was with him in the bedroom.
I was asleep.
Ah, okay. She was asleep.
Yes.
So how did she hear about it?
So ya ika ji?
Abin da na ji shine ni na kwana. Shi aka tayen ni kwana. Wata sister daki mu ta tayen ni kwana.
Lord, a neighbor woke me up from the sleep in the house. A neighbor woke me up. Now.
Shi ta ce mi won fito, shi na fito.
That I should come out.
Shi na fito na tambaye ta lafiya.
I asked her, why?
Shi ta ce min kamar wata ji karan motar mijina shigowa cikin gida. Amma bayan shigowa kuma ta ji kamar ana bugun abu.
Lord, she told me that she heard the sound of my husband's motorbike entering. And after hearing the sound of the motorbike, she also heard a noise of something hitting.
Shi na ce mata da ta fito dakin da ta taye nan. Shi na tambaye ta kamar me ta gani wurin, shi ta ce min wai ta bata ga komi ba.
So after she had woke me up and I came out and asked her, and she told me this. So I asked her, so what did she see? And she told me that she didn't see anything.
Okay, it's enough. I think because the rest will be for the police to investigate that criminal aspect. So I don't want to go on that tangent anymore. But after that, the linkage between her husband's death and the rioting, what does he have to say about it? The linkage.
Why me kike da shi zaki fadi muna game da rasuwan mijinki da hayaniyan da ya tashi daga baya?
Hayaniyan da ya tashi da gaskiya saboda rasuwan miji nan ne samarin suka ce ba su yadda a kashe mutum da ke fadin gaskiya saboda gaskiyan shi aka kashe shi nan.
Lord, the reason why the youth were agitated were that they said they would not allow somebody who has stand in for justice to be killed like that. So that was why they were agitated.
Thank you very much. What do you want the committee to do in this respect for you, and what do we want? Do you want us to rise so that it doesn't happen again?
Shi zama mun ga me kike so committee ga so su yi yanda abin da ya faru nan bai abubuwa kuma ko abin da yake so su yi miki.
Abin da nake so ne ba su yi min su yi binciken nan da kyau su ga
all that I'm seeking is that you conduct your investigations well.
Su gano wanda ya kashe mijina abin da nake so su yi bincike kai kenan.
Find out the one who caused my husband's death.
Sannan da wanda ta yi ma yayan mijina karya cewa shi ya kashe shi ita ma a nemo ta ta ga da yanda aka yi ta ga mijina shi ya kashe shi.
And then the one who testified against my husband's brother that he might have killed my husband, she should be called to give evidence.
Yes, you said this neighbor who came to wake you up that night, when you asked her, she told you she did not see anything. Is she the one you are referring to as the person who said it was your husband's brother who killed him?
Why wanda tazo ta gaya miki tazo ta tare ki kwana ke tambaye ta kamar me ta gani tace bata gan kun bane ita no ke gurawa kamar a kira ta tazo nan.
Ita.
Yes, my lord.
Do you live in the same house with that person?
Kira ta kuna gida guda.
Gida guda muke.
Yes, we live in the same house.
And she came to wake you up and told you your husband is dead.
She ta zo ta tare ki kwana ta gura miki kamar mijinki ya mutu.
Ita wanda ta tare ni kwana ita ta kuma koma ta ce yayin mijina ya kashe mijina.
Yes, my lord, she came and woke me up and later said that it was my husband's brother who killed him.
At the time she told you she did not see anything, do you think she was telling the truth?
Don
she did not see anything.
Lokacin da ta gaya miki kaman bata gan komi ban nan. Kin yarda kaman gaskiya ta gaya miki wannan lokaci kaman bata gan komi ba.
Gaskiya ta gaya min bata ga komi ba domin mu da ita muka je muka ga abin da ke wurin.
Yes, my Lord, she didn't see anything because all of us went to the scene and saw what happened.
You were asleep. She came to wake you up. Meaning that she at that time was not asleep. So, if she did not know that your husband has been killed, how could she have come to wake you up that your husband has been killed?
Wai kikin yi kwana, she ita ta zo ta tada ki kwana. Doke shi kaman lokacin da kike kwana nan ita bata yi kwana ba. She ta zo ta gaya miki kaman haka ya faru. Don shi me yasa ke ce bata gan komi ba?
Ita ta ce min bata ga komi ba domin da na fito na tambaye ta me ta gani, shi ta ce bata ga komi ba amma ta ji karan motar miji na shigowa. Bayan shi tana jin duka. Tana jin duka ni kuma miji na mutum ne da in ya shigo gida in akwai akuyoyi yana korin su fita she kulle kofar gidan. Shi yasa tana duban akuyoyin ne yake bugu. She ta ga kaman bugun na yafi karfin akuyoyi. Shi yasa za ta tashi ta fito ta ga me yake faruwa.
Well, she told me that she didn't see anything. But she said she heard the sound of my husband entering the house. And whenever my husband comes to the house and there are goats in the house, he drives them away. So when she was hearing the sound of beating, she felt that it was my husband who was beating the goat to go out. And it was later that she realized that it wasn't goats, and she came out.
We thank you very much, Madam. We've taken note of everything that you have said, and especially the children. We will make the appropriate recommendations for the authorities to consider any assistance that can be offered to you in the upbringing of your children. Thank you. We are very grateful. May Allah take you safely back to Ejura.
Wai muna miki godiya sosai su kuma sun duba so duka abin da ya kamancin su gaya ma manya so game da taimakon da za a yi miki duban yaran nan so manya kuma su duba ciki don shi Allah kai ki gida lafiya.
Amin. Ni ma na gode Allah su ma ya ba su lafiya ya ba su ikon yin aikin da aka sa su yi.
I'm also grateful and I'm praying that may Allah help you to eschew your mandate.
Thank you. The committee will rise for a little while. We will come back to take the other witnesses. Well, I think we are told that we have one more witness. We would like to take him then before we bring the curtains down, since only one witness is left. Please, can you call that witness to come so that we can deal with him, though it's quite private.
My Lord, we have one of the youth from Ejura, a resident of Ejura, who also gave his name today as a witness.
Yes, let the witness think.
Now the witness says he wants to testify in Hausa language and wants to swear by the Quran. Kada sunanka.
Sunana Abi Waqas Umar.
Ce ni Abi Waqas.
Ni Abi Waqas Umar.
Na rantsuwa da Allah kaman.
Na rantsuwa da Allah cewa
duk abin da zan faɗi.
Duk abin da zan gaya wannan.
Gaskiya zan faɗi.
Gaskiya zan gaya.
Ba zan yi karya ba.
Ba zan yi karya ba.
Insha Allah taimaka.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ya taimaka min.
Malala soke in Hausa language.
Please, if you can give your full name again to the committee.
Sunana Abi Waqas Umar. A-B-E-E W Waqas W-A-K-A-S Umar U-M-A-R.
My name is Abi Waqas Umar. A-B-E-E-W-A-K Umar U-M-A-R.
Where do you live, please?
In Ike. In Akaki.
Ejura.
Well, I live at Ejura.
Does he have any role or position that he plays in Ejura?
Why cannot one Masayi chicken Ejura?
No, Banda Masayi.
No, I don't have any position in Ejura.
Is he related to any of the persons who got injured or deceased in this incident?
Why, what and
relation could mean friendship. I'm talking about, does he have any relationship with any of them? Not necessarily only blood relationship.
Wai ke da waɗanda suka tawafa ko waɗanda suka ji ciwon nan wasu suna da alaka ko dangantaka.
Naam, Ibrahim Muhammad Kaka, relative nani.
Well, I'm a relative of Muhammad Ibrahim Kaka.
And how is he related, if you can tell the committee?
One dangantaka kiskanin ke da shi.
Kezi nani.
Kezi. Lord, he is my cousin.
So was he in Ejura on the 29th of June 2021?
Wai cikin wancan watan da ya wuce kwanan shi 29. Shi kana Ejura.
That was on
29.
29th, Ejura.
Yes, my lord was in Ejura.
Tuesday can go.
29.
29th, I'm on Tuesday can. Ejura.
Okay, so can he tell the committee what he knows or what he saw or heard about the incident on the 29th?
Da shi mun baka hanya. Duk abin da ka ji.
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen wa salatu wa salam ala Rasul al-Karim wa ba'd. On 29th kenan, that was on Tuesday. Between 29th ake ko?
Na muna batun.
29th kenan na jin da safe mun zo an kawo gawan kaka dare da safe mun ka zo an kame wanka an ka daddale komi da komi an ka sa lokaci 10 a.m. cewa za mu je a bisa kaka.
Lord, on that said day, 29, we had brought the body of Kaka to the house. The body was brought
on 28th.
On 28th. So on the 29th, we had met and preparing him for burial.
No, ina ji mun je makabarta muna cikin bisu an gaskiya an cika sosai domin kaka saboda mutum ne da ina jin ya relate da kowa cikin garin Ejura shi da kowa ba su da matsala.
But so when we went to bury him, there were so many people there because Kaka had no problem with anybody in Ejura.
Shi zama muna kan kabarin nan ido ya ji ana biso to shi muka ga dai jama'a an kwashi juna ana gudu ana zuwa can ni dai ban san ko me ke faruwa wajen ba.
So whilst at the cemetery in process of burial, I saw some people running away.
Youth nan kenan yaran nan.
Some of the youth were running away.
To ina jin mu muna wajen kabarin kuma bakin hanyar nan da wajen kabarin akwai nisa sosai ya kai wajen 250 meters.
Lord, we were closer, or we were at the graveyard or grave site, and from the grave to the where they were running is about 250 meters.
She's actually wajen ni ban san abin da ya faru ba.
So I don't actually know what transpired there.
Ina jin mun biso mun kare muna sai kai muna addu'a domin YouTube. Na'am, ina jin mun biso mun kare muna sai kan kabarin muna addu'a lokacin nan YouTube na an kwashi juna an gudu an wasi an bar sauran mutane kaɗan. Shi sa mun jima kan kabarin nan mun kai more than 30 minutes.
Lord, after we had buried him and were praying for him, most of the youth had run away, leaving behind some few people.
Don na ji bayan an gama mun gama addu'a muna zuwa gari to muna zuwa gari shi muke samun labari kamar cikin gari yaran nan suna protest suna kan titi suna protest.
Also after the barrier and we were coming back, we heard that some of the youth in the town were agitated and they want to protest.
Suna protest.
They were protesting in town.
Now, ina jin da mu muka zo yana crowd yake nan. Mu kan mu control saboda kowane yara ya yawa.
Now the crowd were many, so we were scanty to control them.
To muna sai bakin hanyar ina jin lokacin sallah ya kai muna sallah 12:30 12:35 lokacin sallah ya kai shi ne na gama don wani ce no already kaina na ciwo zan shiga yin sallah shi samu wajen kwanta shi na shiga gida na shiga masallacin mu zango kenan na yi sallah shi na samu jinan kwanta.
It was around 12:25, 12:30 thereof. So I was feeling a bit headache. So I decided to go to the mosque, offer my prayers, and retire for some rest.
Shi sa mun shiga masallaci na shiga masallaci muka yi sallah da jami'i muka kare ni cikin masallacin ma ni na kwanta saboda ban son disturb shi na sa phones na ruka silent.
So I entered the mosque. After we prayed, I was resting in the mosque and I didn't want any disturbance from anywhere, so I put all my phones on silence.
Shi sa da na tashi kwana ina jin ba an yi sallar la'asar ya kai za a tada ni ma shi limamin masallacin shi ce wa kyali ne in kwanta saboda ya ga alama kaman kaina na ciwo na bashi labari kaina na ciwo shi kyali ne na kwanta to bayan la'asar kamar wurin 4:30 shi na tashi.
So Lord, during Asr time, that is around 3:34 at prayers time, somebody wanted to wake me up, but the Imam told him that he shouldn't because I had earlier informed him of my headache. So around 4:30 that I woke up.
Shi sa da na tashi ma sun yi sallar la'asar shi ne arwalla ne sallah to na fito ana zazzaune gaban masallacin shi na garin kowa ya bata
So, Lord, I woke up and also offered my Asr prayer and came out and saw that some people were sitting out and they were aggrieved.
sannan shi limamin masallacin ke ce mini kaman kuku na yaran nan ke yin nan sojoji sun yi halbe-halbe ya kai sun kashe yara biyu.
So that was when the imam told me that because of the protest of the youth, some soldiers came there and shot, and as a result, 2 people died.
Yara fudu kuma sun ji ciwo.
4 of the youth also got injured.
Shi yake ce min wadda suka fito makabar suka zama ba samu 30 minutes ba.
So I asked him when, and he told me that it's about not up to 30 minutes when we returned from the barrier.
Gaskiya shi na shiga cikin damuwa sosai.
So I was very much worried when I heard this.
To da ake faru na jin da muka yi sallan isha maghrib shi na ce wasu kanni na ce da su kuma je hospital ba sauran wa'ina ka ciwo nan jin gansu so mu gaisa domin yara biyu makwabta na ne zangono muke.
Lord, after the Maghrib prayer, I got some men to accompany me to the hospital to go and attend or see those who got injured.
Da na je wasu aku daya daga cikinsu shi ya samu jin ciwon shi bai hada ba ranar nan aka fidda shi sauran nawa an wuce da su saboda dusi ya kama kugun guda dusi kuma kama kafan guda shi sawa an wuce su duyan kwanta.
Lord, when I went there, I was told one injury was not serious, so he had been discharged, and the others were serious, so they had been transferred to Jaya. Lord, we returned to the house.
Ina jin koma bayan wannan ban san abin da kuma ya faru ba.
Aside this, I didn't know whatever happened again.
Kuma bayan wannan ni ban sa abin da kuma ya faru ba.
I'm done.
Shi dai maganganu da ke yawo gari da wannan da aka nan surutan mutane.
He said aside this, he doesn't know anything again except the rumors that have been going round.
So he wasn't part of the people who were protesting.
So she wasn't the she suke protesting and she back a
No.
No, my lord.
So did he get to know why they were protesting?
So kai in ce me yasa shi suke wannan protest?
Masalan lokacin da muka fito makabar muka zo ma suna ku wannan to shi ne mu ya ba mu mamaki to shi bakin yaran na gwada cewa kaman mutuwan kakan nan police su musu adalci ba su yarda kaza.
Lord, they were protesting that they wanted justice as to the death of Kaka. So the police should do justice for them. Otherwise, they wouldn't agree.
Okay, please, that will be all for me. The panel members will ask me some questions.
Okay.
Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
I can only say, may you sleep through all your problems. As you say, you were for most of the time. Now, you say to us that after you woke up, you got some people together and decided to go around to visit the hospital and so on and so forth. Why did you find this necessary?
Why kacin da ka tashi kwana shi ka nemi yan uwanka nan wasu kamar su rake ka hospital nan ka je ka duba waɗanda suka ji ciwo nan. Me yasa?
Na ce muku yara biyu nan makwabtana ne.
Makwabtanka.
Muna manne da juna gida.
Lord, the other two young men are my neighbors. That's why I decided to go and visit them.
Can I also ask you, are you aware of your Kaka's cousin, you say? Are you aware of any of the family members or anyone who had requested for the police to come to the cemetery with you?
Wai ka ce ke kanin kaka ne, cousin ka ne. Ka sani kaman kwari danjannan kaka suka kira polisai kaman su zo mutu taimako daga makabiran.
Ban da labarin wannan.
I don't have any information as to this. I don't know anything about it.
And so, when you saw the police and or saw people running away, what did you think it was? I think you say you were too far away to judge what it was, about 250 meters, you say. So what did you think it was? Did you find out what was making them run? And why, after the burial prayers, none of them were there to support you?
Why da kuke cikin suka kaman suna gudu kaman tsakanin ka da inda shi suke gudun nan kaman 250 meters. Bayan kun kare biso, ka binkici abin da yasa shi suke gudun.
Da muka fito muke zuwa, mun kai bakin gejin cemetery nan, za mu wuce. To she akwai su boys da gombawa. Zan wuce lokacin muka mutane 10 muna tafiya. She suna gaya mana kaman wai sun gaya ma lorin police ne. Wai babban lori, ni dai gaske ban ga lorin ba. Wanda suka zo za su shiga cikin makabiran nan. Suna gaya ma police kaman kada su shiga domin cikin nan tension yake cikin nan. In suka shiga ciki, yeah, it's a problem.
Well, when I was coming back, I saw some of the Dagomba boys who were standing at the cemetery gate, and they told me that they saw the police with their water cannon, and they warned them that there was so much tension in there, so they shouldn't venture to come closer to the crowd.
So
that was what they told me, and we left.
I'd like to find out what you yourself do within the community. What's your work and how long have you lived within the community?
Wai ke kuma me kai cikin wannan arka ko kuwa cikin arkokin abin da kake da shi?
Akwai manyan gari yayi, akwai sarakai, akwai maluma ko kowa mu ba ni ba kowa bane. Akwai wa'anda da suka cancanci su yi wannan baba. Ni ba kowa bane.
Lord, we have the authorities there. As for me, I'm nobody.
I asked you what work you do, sir. What work do you do?
Oh, ni electrician.
Electrician.
Sam na manage orphanage. Na da NGO na duba yaran marayu wajen 250.
Well, he said,
electrician.
Electrician, and he manages an orphanage with about 250
orphans.
So you manage 200 orphans in your orphanage. Is this something you own, or is it set up by friends or a group of people?
Nino kirkiro da somewhere 2015.
I set it up in 2015.
How would you generally, I take it when you say you saw some Dagomba boys standing at the cemetery and giving you the rundown of what had happened. I take it you are not a Dagomba. Is that correct?
Why the kachi kazuka iski wasu da gumba boys na sai ba kin gate. Wai don wannan magana ina tana san kaman ki ba da gombe bane.
Ni ba da gombe bane amma mun da gumba wannan magana ina ji saboda muna alaka da juna.
Yes, I'm not a Dagumba, but when the Dagumba people are speaking, I understand because we always interact.
So I think my final question would be, generally, how do you young people within Ejura, how do you relate with each other, all the different tribes and the different groupings, whether it's political, whether it's social, all those social networks and groupings? What's the interaction in your view?
Why yanzu ganga ya alakan samaru nan Ejura.
No.
Kan doke shi kaman base da base party ya alakan tsakanin su rayuwar
gaskiya Ejura siyasa ya zo ya bata garin Ejura.
Well, indeed, the party politics has destroyed Ejura.
Thank you. Let me ask you for clarification. You are very certain that no family member invited the police to the cemetery.
Don shi kana son ka tabbata mana kaman ba duk danjin kakan da suka kira polisai kaman su zo su yi muku taimako daga makabirin. My Lord, I don't have any information to this effect.
The reason why we have been asking is that the police were here. They said they came to the cemetery at the request of Kaka's family. That is why we keep on asking this question.
Wai abin da yasa suke ta tambaya. Polisai nan sun zo nan. Shi suka gwada mana kaman dangannan kaka suka kira su kamar su zo su yi musu taimako daga makabiran. Shi yasa suke wannan wadanga tambayoyi.
Ni ban da labari cewa ban sani ba ko an request police su zo makabira wannan ban da labari shi.
Lord, as for this, I don't have any information.
Thank you. Yes, Kaka died and was brought to Ejura on the 28th. What, in your view, was the security situation before the 29th of June?
Kace kaka ya rasu aka kawo shi 28 din. She ba kafin aje bison nan she ya cikin garin nan yake
28 ma ni ba ni gari
28 na ma shi ba ka but on the 28th I wasn't in town.
Okay. What is the general security situation prior to the death of your cousin?
To wai kafin rasuwan shi nan she ya cikin garin nan yake akan kwanciyar hankali da
to gaskiya ina jin a cikin garin Ejura dai muna zaman lafiya kamar yana na baku labari gaskiya siyasa ya zo ya lalata da garin Ejura.
Well, as for Ejura town, it has been peaceful, and as I've also said, it is this party politics that has destroyed the town.
So, from that, can I infer that it is the politicians that are knocking the heads of the various groups together? Can I infer that?
Politicians nan suke majuna ke hada kan yara.
Wannan haka nan ne.
Yes, my lord.
During the 29th incident, you have said from the cemetery you went to the mosque to pray and took a rest because you were having some headache. I want you to see a video and I will ask you whether you are the one because human beings resemble each other. Yes. So we will play it. I will ask whether you are in it before, if anything, we will ask.
wai ka ce bayan bison nan ka je ka yi kwana kaza amma ina son ka duba wani video nan ga in kaman ke ne
okay
domin wai mutane na da kamar ni
Are you the one wearing the red cap?
ni kenan
wai ke kasa
ni
yes my lord
At what point, because from cemetery you went to the mosque to pray, you slept, you woke up, did your 4:30 prayer, then when you came out, you saw some persons sitting there in front of the mosque and Imam told you something. There you organized one or two to accompany you to the hospital.
yeah
At what point were you seen as it appeared in the video? Was it after you have left the mosque to go to the hospital to see the injured, as you said, or this was recorded before going to the mosque?
don shi wai wani lokaci wanga ya faru bayan bison nan da kaje kai kwanan nan ko kuwa bayan ka fito kaje hospital kaje ka duba makwabtanka nan wani lokaci wanga video ya
ina
faru
jin da farko da zan yi magana na gaya maka da muka fito makabira na zo bakin titi to da na zo bakin titi media gana gani shi naga kamar yana grand interview ba ni kada na grand interview ba mutane sun ga grand interview shi na ce to bari ma na gaya wani abu
Lord, he said that after they came back from the cemetery, he came to the streets and saw this media man who was granting interview. And I was not the only person he interviewed.
kuma ban ce kamar from makabira na zo na wuce na je masallaci ba farko na gaya na ce from makabira na zo gida
Listen. I'm not talking about the interview yet.
Yeah.
I'm only saying that I just want to draw your attention to the fact that you said from the cemetery
yeah
you were having headache.
yeah
So you went to the mosque to say your prayers.
yeah
Then you decided to take a rest.
yeah
When you woke up, you said your prayers again. That was around 4:30. I just want to find out whether this video recording was made before you went to the mosque or after you have left the mosque to the hospital. I just want to know the time in which this recording was made because we want to put your evidence in perspective. Yes.
Wai yana so ka bambanta muna lokacin da wanga ya faru domin ka wura mana kamar da kafta makabiran nan shi kanka na maka ciwo shi kaje kai azafar kai kwana a hado shi yana so ya gwada kamar kafin ka je kai kwanan nan wanga ya faru ko ko bayan ka tashi kwanan nan wanga ya faru
no before in ti masallaci
before ka je masallaci well this was before I went to the mosque to rest.
Okay.
I want to let you see another segment of the video. Because what we want is the truth to help us come out with a report. If you withhold information, because we are not at trial, we are not trying you. We are not on trial. And so if we withhold information, it makes it difficult for us to say that because this person said this. I want you to look at something again.
Wai ina son ka duba wani abu kuma ba kaman ana cin shari'an ka bane amma ana dai son dai kaman duk abin da ka sani ka fadi don shi wani abun nan na nan za a gwada maka ne ko da ya tuna maka wani abu shi ka fadi domin yanda dai maganganun nan duka za su fito.
See, we are doing a very meticulous work. So we had some videos. So when we are interviewing you about this, doesn't mean we are indicting you. We want you to help us.
Muna son ka taimake mu kaji.
So, Mr. Abid Wakas, this video shows that you were present when the military even arrived.
Wai wannan video na gwadawa kaman shekara na da sojojin suka zo.
Suna can zuwa lorin su na gani can da na ga lorin zuwa shi ne na sauka tun da ina son jin sallah na ce maka ina na ciwo na gangara na shiga zango lorin su na ga zuwa daga can nisa amma ba su sauko lokacin ina wurin ba.
But they were far away when I saw them. And immediately I saw them, I decided, because I had not prayed, I decided I would go and pray. So I had not seen them alighted from their vehicle.
No, my point is not whether alighting or what, but there is a point you saw some action. So you asked your people to stop.
Wai kaman ka gan wani abu shi ka gaya ma yan waye ka nan su saya.
A ban ce su saya ba, ni na saya. Ban ce ma kowa ya saya ba, ni na saya.
My Lord, I didn't ask anybody to stop, but I only stopped.
Okay. You see, in your narration, we were recording to help us come to a conclusion. You withheld all these in your evidence. That's my worry. The weakness of your evidence was such that you heard something, you went out, you were going to pray, you were going to the cemetery, the burial. After the burial, you wanted to rest. And so it looked as though you have nothing to give us. There was no involvement. You didn't see anything. That was our worry. But we have this.
Why damuwa mu ne ba? Muka duba video. Yana gwadawa kamar she kana nan wasu abubuwa suka abu. Amma da kake maganan nan kaman ka gugunta maganan nan shine yake damu.
Na yi magana.
Kai magana.
Dalili ne sa ni na gugunta maganganu na shine saboda ba ni wurin nan problem nan duke faru halbe na aka suka yi duka ni ba ni wurin.
Well, the reason why I decided to shorten some of my evidence was that I wasn't there when the gunshot began.
Thank you. The fact is that we know that everybody in Ejura, and in fact the people of Ghana, want the truth to come out. We all want justice to be done. But if we appear before the committee and we decide to narrate only certain things that we want to say without telling it all, sitting here, we are not magicians. You understand? But for this video which was put in by multimedia, we wouldn't have known from your testimony that you even saw what happened, because we understood you to mean that from the cemetery, yes, you saw the youth, but you just went straight, you had headache, you went to the mosque to pray, you rested, got up 4:30, you prayed, then when you came out, Imam told you something that made you to go to the hospital. You understand? If you don't help us, the justice that you are calling for, the truth you want to be told, we cannot manufacture. We must. The fact is that, yes, everybody has his opinion about what caused what. The police, they have their opinion. The military have their opinion. The chiefs have theirs. The youth have theirs. Various families, they all have stories to tell. It is our duty to synchronize all these pieces of evidence to arrive at a conclusion and to make recommendations. But if those who were present are not willing to let us know exactly what took place, then the entire evidence becomes speculative. So whatever we will be working with is not concrete evidence, but the speculative imaginations and some thinking of individuals who think, let me put this thing out there, let me say this here, let me say that in there. So those of you who were on the ground when these things were unfolding, you must feel free. No, this place, nobody is indicting anybody. Nobody is causing the arrest of anybody. We don't have that power. All that we are required to do is listen to the people. The evidence they will bring, make our findings, and make recommendations. After we are done, whatever follows, we are done. You understand? For example, if your cousin's wife did not come, although we went to Ejura, we met her, we got to know she had 5 children with your cousin. If she had not come, for it to be captured here that she had 5 children with, we can't on our own record here that that lady has 5 children, aged this, and must be held in this manner until she tells her story to ask for it to be recorded. That is it. You understand? So if somebody says, well, I am in jail, but I'm not going. If a witness does not mention your name and talk about the extent of your injury, how you have been affected, we will have a situation where anything about you will not be recorded. And if it is not recorded, can we on our own just conjecture something? We can't. So we will plead with all witnesses who are appearing before us. Just say it as it is. Because there is no point in trying to conjecture about some of the evidence, and there is no point in trying to let certain evidence go unsaid. We, after finding out what happened, our duty is to make recommendations. If we have to recommend that somebody should be punished, we will do so, depending upon the evidence. And it is not a case, you see, it is not for nothing that 3 persons are sitting on there. They could have asked 1 person, go and listen to the people and come. They want us to examine the various evidence that is narrated. See which is which, and the conclusions to be drawn. Yes, allegations have been made. Counter allegations have been made. Can we sit here and say that because Abiy Akas is a learned person, so whatever he says, we should take it? That gentleman has never been to school, so whatever he says, we should not take it. No. You say yours, somebody will say his, it may be contrary to yours. At the end, we will examine, put the pieces together, and draw our conclusions. So please, we will plead with you to help us with the evidence so that we can draw the proper conclusions. Because other than that, we will also end up speculating. And everything will be speculative. That is not why we are here. Because other than that, we would not have come here in the first place. So when we ask you a question, don't think we want to get you incriminated. That is not our duty. You understand? So please, Prof will continue to ask his questions, but we want you to put all the things in context for us to also appreciate how the events unfolded. Thank you.
Wai nasiha ne yake maka sanan ko yake makowa nasiha. Wai abin nan da ya faru nan mu duka ba wanda ke wurin. Don shi idan mun ka zo nan in kaman mu no muke wanda muke so mu fadi nan mu fadi so mu bar wanda bai taimakon committee nan. Domin duk abin da zaka zo ka fadi shi za a zana yaso bayan an karkare sannan su gwada manya kaman abin da ya faru nan haka ne aka yi zai iya taimaki gobe wani abu haka bai faruwa kuma don shi wai kaman da suka je da abin ya faru sun je Ejura an haɗu da matan kaka ta yi magana sun san kaman yana da yara 5 amma da kaman ba ta zo nan ga taro ta fadi an zana ba da bai shiga cikin takardunsu amma yanzu ga ta fari magana bakin ta duka an zana da shi kuma duka ya shiga cikin takardu duk abin da suka kare suke da shi sun fadi ma manya ya so taimakon da ake da shi kuma a yi kare don shi ba duk abin da ya faru aka zo a fadi duka kada a fidda wani a fadi wani a bar wani haka nan bai bari gaskiyar maganar nan ya abin ga duk ya kare ya zama kamar maganar su ma za su fadi nan ka zai zama jita ne ka understand ai amma ba wani ce kamar ni na gani haka amma ni ma na ji an ce babu wannan ya kare shi kuma cikin maganar su haka nan zai zama ka fahimce ni.
So, Mr. Abiwakas, the chairman has said it all. These are the things I wanted to also say. But personal, this is very personal. I don't know how it will be reported. I'm a real disappointed in you. I've got to state that. Disappointed because when I saw the video, we sat down to see all these videos. I saw you as a vibrant young man, enthusiastic, learned, who was speaking good English. And you wanted something to come out of investigations and things like that. You withheld all that with us. I'm giving you the chance that if there is anything you think you need to let me believe in the vibrance I saw in the video, please add, or else I don't think we have to continue.
Why ya dame sosai bayan digan video ga sanan da ka zo ka yi magana da yadda ka gugunta magana kan nan shi da ya gan bayan ya gan video da ya dame shi sosai don shi zai kuma baka lokaci akwai wani abu da kake so ka kara cikin magananka.
Ina jin na farko da zan zo nan ga ba wanda ya gayyace ni.
No one invited me here.
Ba wanda ya gayyace ni nan ga dalili ne sa na zo saboda na ga an buga an dibe video na rana ina duba aka play wanga video no.
The reason why I came was that I saw this video of mine being played.
She daga baya kuma na ga an dibe wani video na ina cikin studio ina magana dangane da marayu na.
And later too I saw my video being played about my orphanage.
Nan ganga shi nace a'a tun na haka ya faru ni ba shi an gayyace ni ni da kaina na zo.
So when I saw these 2 videos I decided to come uninvited.
Kuma da nazo alqur'ani kenan shi da na dauki na rantsuwa.
And when I came I have sworn by the Holy Quran.
Nay kariya duniya kiyama Allah sai ya sayar da ni.
That I'm not going to lie. If I lie, Allah will judge me.
Kamar yadda nake magana abin ne ya faru wajen halbi na ni ba ni wurin ban gani ba.
As I've earlier on said, I was not present when the gunshot began and I didn't see how it came about.
Because na ce muku ina sai inna sojojin suka tunkaro suke zo yana da nisa suna can zuwa to lokacin na shi join us na mini interview shi ina ga kuma na ga musu wasu evidences da dama lokacin da kaka ke raye video na kaka yayi da audios na wa'anda ke threaten kaka inda ba don wannan ma ba da ni ban interview da zan wuce gidan direct amma saboda akwai video lokacin da kaka ke raye kaka yayi magana wa'anda suke threaten shi sa'annan audio wa'anda suka zo suna threaten kaka ya recording su she ina ga mu journalist nan ga abin nisa yasa duk nisa da naga sojojin she ni na saya
Lord, the reason why I said that was that I delayed a bit was that the Joy News wanted to interview me, and I also had in my possession the video of Kaka telling me or saying those who had been threatening him. So I wanted to give this evidence to Joy people before I would have gone to the mosque.
Shi yasa da na gama ina cikin magana an kun lura ina cikin magana da na ga sojojin tun can shi na saya.
So if you observe the video very well, as I was talking and stopped, that was when I spotted the military emerge.
Shi na saya.
And stopped.
Da na saya kuma ban sani da na saya sun gane kuma cikin video nan.
And at that moment, I was never seen again in the video.
Shi yasa from wujin da na saya from wujin nan ni ne dai gangara. In kun tambaye journalist da kan sha ga mu akwai wani junction yana gangara zuwa angonmu from wucin nan sport nan na gangara ne da shiga angonmu na ji masallaci.
At the point that he stopped, that was just when he branched to a certain road and went to the mosque.
Kuma na gaya ma journalist cewa lokacin da kaka ke raye wasu sun threat kaka kamar in bai bar abin da yake nan ba sun buga shi abin da ya same shi shi ya nemi.
Lord, I told the journalist that during the lifetime of Kaka, he said that some people were threatening him that if he doesn't stop what he was doing, they will teach him lesson.
Sannan akwai video na kaka yayi sannan ya mutu.
And there is a video Kaka made before his death.
Kaman wasu ya aiko wa'annan mutane kaman su zo su bashi labari in bai bar wannan aiki ba abin da ya same shi shi ya nemi.
That some people were sent to him that if he doesn't stop what he was doing, whatever happens to him, he created it for himself.
Shin na gaya ma journalist nan.
So I was telling all these to the journalist.
Shi journalist ya tambaye ni wannan evidence duka muna da shi. Shi na ce ni ce akwai video nan akwai audio nan duka.
So Lord, the journalist asked me that if I have evidence to the effect of all this that I'm telling him, and I told him yes, I have the video and the audios to that effect.
Well, you see, the reason why we did not invite the entire Ejura community with written requests for them to testify is not because we don't want people to come and testify. The fact is that sitting here, how do we determine who was where and who did what? We don't know. So to avoid that, we only extended invitation to the opinion leaders, either by digital means or by a phone call, until a person's name surfaces and there is the need for that person to come and testify. Then we maybe send information to the person through somebody that, please, can you tell this person to appear? In your case, like all the deceased families, we did not send written invitation. We rather informed the Dagomba chief, we informed the Ejura Hene and his elders to let the people know, anyone who has something to tell us. You see, invitation doesn't always require a written document. It can be a phone call. You know, in this digital age, how many times do we write letters? You get me. So, yes, you know, we got to even know your identity when yesterday we were playing all the videos that have been tendered, not yours alone. About 5 hours we were sitting down watching all the videos one by one. You understand? So if you had not come today, we would have called either the Dagomba chief or Nana Ejura Hene to let us know the identity of this person. Tell the person to come So it is not a case of we know particular persons and we are inviting. No. As for the opinion leaders, the chief, the elders, the institutions, assemblyman, and all these things, these are people you can easily identify. But the others, it's very difficult to determine who should be invited. That is why the announcement went to the chief and the Dagoma chief that they should let the people know. So that explains why you were not specifically invited. But we thank you for coming on your own. That is what we want. Coming on your own, that look, this thing has happened. Ejura, we don't like that. I have information. Let me go and give it to them. That is the spirit that we are looking for. We thank you. Prof will ask one last question.
Why Munama would ask to say, why I've been a day faru as I quit Manyagari, Suni Akasan Swaka Chisu, Amma, what the Suke, Kingari, Nuska Sankaman, I quit one up and the Sukmos Kasani, Ambas Hanya, among Su, Amma Kamanskin, I kill, Inkamon, Sunan Wania, Bundu, Nasuki, Nimamishi, Sun Ia, Su Kiramanjan, Wasukaman Wania, Sunan Shuanini, Kunimo Muna Shimuna Nimanshi. Don shi wai cikin kalle-kallen videos na suka ganka don shi sun gode maka da ka zo yau in da ma baka zo ba da sun kira ka daga baya don shi cikin aikikeniyan sunan in kaman sun gan wani da yakin su kira shi sun kira shi amma a karkace dai ko kwa jide kaman akwai wanda suka san kaman suna da wasu maganganun da suke son su zo sun iya su zo abin da suke
as the chairman has said, that you came on your own is commendable, and that's what we wanted. And that when I gave you the chance to see, you were adding some things on. And when I said I was disappointed in you, that is exactly what I meant. See, you are collaborating a lot of the things that Kaka's wife herself said. Why were you hiding them? And again, the videos we have watched, you were promising the journalists, as you have just said yourself, that you have a video like this, video like that. Don't you think we, the committee members, also need the authentic videos that you have? And you are withholding all that from us. That was my disappointment.
Why the anchor for back and look at Chikan was so Magagan, the Matanka, the Fadi Kikukazu, Katamat, the one Magana, Amma, a Farko, the Kai Magana, Bakafadi, one Namagan, look about the Kafit, the one Namagan, she none the Damish. Sa'an wai videos nan da kake fari da kaman da zaka iya ka ba yan joy nan ba ga san kaman wannan videos nan wasu kuma suna nema ba
gaskiya ne ina jin da na zo na present na ba na da videos nan na ba su sana da audio na ake treat kaka before ya mutu nan na ba su sa'an da video ne yake magana cewa kaman wani ya turo su a zo a treating shi aikin bai bari ba abin da ya same shi ne mi ina jin na ba su na ba su
Lord, I presented all the videos and the audios to the technicians when I came.
Thank you. You earlier on stated that you saw your video being played. Where did you see that video being played?
Kace kagan video kan nan da shi ake bugawa. Ina kaga ake bugan video. Nangano. Lord, I saw it here.
You saw it here. Very well. Is that video the one we just showed you?
Wai video nan ne wanda aka gwada maka yanzu gano.
Ba shi ba wannan ma guda akwai guda.
No, it's not this one. There is one.
Is it the one you were being interviewed by a certain gentleman?
Why shine shi wani samari yake ma interview nan ko dai. Yes, my lord.
Yes, please can you show it to him for him to identify it? Yes. You said you saw this video. Can I ask whether, because this video, the committee has not shown it outside the four corners of this room. Were you present when it was tendered and we played it? Were you here when we played that video that day?
Why video nan da kake fadi nan shekara nan da suka buga wannan video.
ina zaune na duban television shi na ga sun bari an buga video nan to video nan yana cikin kamar 1 to 2 minutes.
Were you here when the video was played?
Ina gida ina Ejura.
I was in the house and I watched it on TV.
You were in the house,
Yeah.
and you watched it on TV. Thank you. That is all that I wanted. They will play the video for you to identify. Is it the video that you are talking about?
Video
Shikino.
Yes,
Yes. It was said in Hausa. The interview was conducted in Hausa.
Shikino.
Yeah.
You, in brief, tell the committee what the entire interview was about, so that we can also capture it. Because if it comes from the horse's own mouth, it carries more weight than, because you did not give us this video, somebody brought it. You understand? The reason why the person brought it is up to him. But if you are narrating what you said or what the subject matter was in the video, to be helpful. So can you briefly tell us, if you can recollect?
Haka nan na iya.
Yes.
Ina jin nan ganga kan guidance TV kenan.
Well, this was on guidance TV.
Saboda ina duban marayu. Guidance. Saboda ina duban marayu.
Well, it's because I take care of the orphans.
Isa suna yawan follow na, suna yawan bibi na kan Facebook.
And so they usually follow me on Facebook.
Shi sa ranar nan shi suka kira ne wanda yayi sun ga alama ina da marayu da yawa, ina kokari kwarai da sun bani opportunity in zo kan station na so mu program saboda ban da sponsorship turu wannan na samu sponsorship.
So they invited me to the station. They invited me to the station that they've seen my effort regarding the orphanage. So they wanted to publish my orphanage so that maybe I may get a sponsorship.
Shi sa mun yi program mun kare ina jin bayan mutuwan kaka kenan domin da on 27th ni ba ni gida na ti saboda program ne kai ni Accra.
Lord, this was on the 27th.
Wangan ga 28th ke ga program nga.
Wangan 28th. This was on the 28th because at the time of the death of Kaka, I wasn't in town.
27th da sassafe na tafi Accra.
I left at the dawn of 27th to Accra.
Shi sa mun gama program marayu nan. Mun gama program marayu.
So after we had finished with the program of the orphanage,
to shi ke tambaya na ya dangantakan tsakanin ni da kaka.
They asked me of my relationship with Kaka.
Shi na ce kazi na ne.
And I told them that Kaka is my cousin.
Shi na ce kazi na ne. Shi host ne ce ma wa kazi na ce wasu sa ya ga lokacin muke program nan kamar raina ya bata na ce gaskiya ne ba ni cikin kwanciyar hankali.
The host then told me that he has seen that I'm worried when we were conducting the program.
Shi ce tambaye ni wani iya yi wani bayani kadan dangane da mutuwan kakan nan.
He then asked me if I can narrate something small about the death of Kaka.
Shi na ce mai She na ce mai ni ce na iya. She fara tambaya na menene na kaka shi na gaya mai.
So he asked of the specific relationship between me and Kaka, and I told him.
She tambaye ni batun mutuwan kakan ganga. Na yi show ba wasu mutane karkashin wannan mutuwa sababi yanzu kakai mutu.
And he further asked that, don't I think that there might be some people who might have killed Kaka, or who might be behind the death of Kaka?
Shi na ce ni dai ban iya gaya, ban iya ce kamar wani da wani ne, amma akwai from bakin kaka da kanshi.
But I told them that I cannot specifically mention that this person or this person, but what I can say is that from the horse's own mouth, that is from the Kaka himself.
Kaka an sun threat kaka ba dai ba biyu ba. Wasu mutane sun threat kaka ba dai ba biyu ba.
That some people threatened him on several occasions.
Kuma kaka ya record. Da suka zo threaten shi, akwai recording na kaka ya record su.
And Kaka recorded them when they came to threaten him.
Sa'annan kuma bayan wannan gabanin kaka ya mutu, kaka ya yi video.
And prior to the death of Kaka, he also did a video.
Ya video yana buga sunan MC Ejura.
Mentioned the name of the MC for Ejura.
Honorable Mohammed Salisu Bamba.
Honorable Mohammed Salisu Bamba.
Cewa shi Honorable Mohammed Salisu Bamba ya turo boys shi su zo su bashi warning.
And said that it was Honorable Mohammed Salisu Bamba who directed his thugs to come and attack him, or to come and warn him.
Cewa ababen da yake dauka yake dibe kan Facebook.
With regard to his post on Facebook.
Yana yawan dokan kaman project na ba karkare ba ko matsaloli da Ejura ke face. Yana dibiya kan Facebook yana za a yi ja attention mutane a iya a zo a gyara.
His post was to the effect that he goes out to capture videos of unfinished projects, and then wherever he sees that there are some lapses of development, he will capture them and take it to Facebook. So this was what Kaka was doing.
Shi sa shi bakin kaka kenan kaka ke faɗi cikin video nan. Wai yin wannan ababen nan yana expose shi kaka na expose shi MC nan.
So this was what Kaka told you, that because of what he was doing, it is exposing the lapses of the MC.
Shi sa sun zo su bashi warning.
So they have come to warn him.
Shi kaka ke faɗi wai in dai sun ce in dai bai bari ba abin ne same shi duka. Salisu Bamba ya ce abin ne same shi duka shi kaka ja ma kanshi.
So this was what Kaka told you, that they warned him that if he doesn't stop, whatever happens to him, he created it for himself.
We thank you very much. This is all that we wanted. Yes, what you know, you tell us. Then after considering all the evidence that has been put before us, we will also make the appropriate recommendations. Thank you very much. Yes, you said you have brought some videos. Yes, which one? We have not had the opportunity of seeing any of them yet, because you apparently brought it this morning. Yeah. Do you want to speak to any of them, any particular one of them? Because we don't know the number of videos you have brought. How many videos did you bring this morning?
Audio guda ne.
One
One video.
Videos nan kaman uku ne ko fudu haka ina yin tuna.
3 or 4 videos.
3 or 4
videos.
videos.
But one audio.
One audio. Okay. He's saying 5 videos.
Only 5 videos, Kawashi.
And 1 audio.
Lord, he said it's correct. 5 videos.
Very well. Then let's start with the audio. Then if you can speak to it, then maybe we will pick 1 or 2 because we don't know the length of them. And if it runs into 2-3 hours, we cannot. When we go, we will examine it. The relevant portions that we have to capture, we will capture. Because that is what we did with all the videos. Yes. We look at 1 or 2, then the rest we will go and examine them ourselves. So start with the audio. Please stop it. Yes. Is this the audio that you presented?
Audio 19.
Can you speak to this audio? What does it relate to?
Wanga audio ne ya je yana duka wani project. Yana duka wani project ne. Je nuna ma duniya kan Facebook ga abin da ke gudana cikin Ejura dangane da lamarin fix the country. Shi suka ce shi wurin.
Well, this audio was when he went to capture some projects and some people went there to attack him.
We will get that man who is standing near you to break it down in English for us to capture everything. Yes. Can you play the video, the first one? Is it Kaka?
Wait, Kaka Kiga. Yes, my lord.
Yes, yes, sir. Sorry for reminding you of your cousin. May I find out from you, this video, was it given to you by Kaka himself, or you took it from one of his social media platforms?
Why, video ga kaka da kan shi ba ka kodi ka dauke shi ne akan platform shi
ranar video ga da kan shi ina kuma sin ga shi ina babu shi sa da na je gida na kan shi kan social media ne ni ce send me she send me through WhatsApp.
Lord, I saw this on the social media and I called him to send me this video. So he sent me this personally on WhatsApp.
We will not interrogate you on the content because you are not the person who made the video. You understand? But whatever has been said in it, we will capture it in our evidence. Because if we have to interrogate you on the content, we will not be fair to you. Please play this. You said 5 videos. We will just play 2 now and see what. Thank you. What is this related to?
Kamar ranar yau a ranar Mandi, hanyar cikin kasuwan hanyar na cuku ba securities yana zuwa ne yana sai yana direct traffic yana direct luruka yana direct motoci yana za yi garin ya yi kyau.
On Mondays there are traffic in town, so he usually goes there to direct the traffic.
Okay. Thank you very much. We are very grateful to you for the assistance you offered to the committee. We will take our time, go through all the videos. Those in Hausa, we will get our interpreter to break it down for us to record. And whatever recommendations that we have to make, we will also put it in the report. We thank you. May Allah take you back safely to Ejura. Thank you. I think he is the last witness for the day. We will meet tomorrow to continue. Normally, we have some people in mind, maybe we would have received calls, I'll be coming. Until they come, we will not be certain as to the number of persons who will be testifying. That is why we do not always want to stick our neck out to say that 10 persons are coming to testify tomorrow or only 1 person is coming to testify until we see the person that he has arrived, because we don't want to engage in any speculation. So the committee stands adjourned to tomorrow 10 a.m. when the other witnesses who will arrive will be taken. Thank you.